Dry. I mean, two guys can't run that down there when they boats go in and out. I mean, you can't.
Yeah.
I mean, they get backed up and you'll kill each other. So it takes at least three guys to get them boats out or in.
Gary!
What?
Thank you for your cooperation.
What? Who?
Swain County Schools request your cooperation in supporting.
What are you doing?
It's hot out here.
It's hot in here too. What you doing in here? Hi, everybody. Welcome to Swain County Memorial Stadium. Believe it or not, it's time to kick off the 2023 football season as part of the Maroon Devils Network here on the Coach's Show with head coach Sherman Holt. Coach, it's hard to believe we've already had a great football dinner down the hill just a few days ago, and it's hard to believe that, wow, our kids are ready to eat again. I'm talking about football this time. I'm not talking about food, but talking about food just briefly. We want to thank some people who have really helped you in this football program, helping feed the kids, and maybe in some other ways, some folks that really help us out this year. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, you know, our kids were fortunate to have a real good support system in Swain County, and we've had several businesses already feed our kids this week. The local market, BP gas station, they feed us spaghetti every Wednesday after practice. And then tonight we're going to take our kids down to CJ's Grill and have wings, and so our kids are really looking forward to that. And we've had a bunch of people either donate money or sign up to feed our kids after practice throughout the season. Everett Street Diner, they fed us breakfast a couple times already, and they're signed up to feed us after practice. So we just want to thank all those businesses that have helped us. You know, you talked about the first down dinner.
Right.
Mark Fortner bought all the meat for that, and then Darnell Farms supplied the vegetables, and so we want to thank them. That was a great night for the first time we'd ever did that. So you know, it's amazing the amount of support that we have in Swain County, and we're very fortunate, and we thank everybody for that.
No doubt, Coach, and that's the beautiful thing about this county. People have always been great to step up and help because, number one, they love this school. Number two, they love this football program, and that is really good, and we can't say enough how much we appreciate that.
Yes, sir. I mean, that's part of it. It takes a village, you know, and we got a pretty good village. So I'm glad that we have that.
No doubt about it. Hey, let's talk some football. You know, I know our guys have been working hard all summer long. I think we were talking to Joe Holt, our cameraman, a moment ago about his out-of-town vacation. I think your vacation, I think you said ran through basically 3 counties this year.
Yeah, it was at home in Haywood County, drove through Jackson, and worked in Bryson. So it was a good summer, though. Got a lot of work done, and our kids worked extremely hard. We challenged them real hard right at the end of the school year, and we said, guys, you know, we got about 8 weeks to really go fine-tune before preseason starts. And, you know, our kids, they accepted that very well. You know, it's not easy to sacrifice your summer to come work out and run sprints and practice. So we're pleased with what we got accomplished this summer, and put in a lot of time, a lot of sweat, you know, and so that'll end up paying off, I hope, you know, once we start playing this week. So.
No doubt. Coach, let's talk about some of the units that we're going to be, our fans are going to be looking at. Of course, let's start with our offensive backfield, and we have some really good guys back there, of course, with Reese and Joe and Josh Collins. Our backfield is in pretty good shape coming in.
Yeah, you know, we are very fortunate this year. We're blessed with some skill position kids that are very athletic, you know, and big. You know, you talk about Josiah Gillespie's 6'2", 198-pound kid that runs a 4.5 40, you know, so he's a very you watch him walk across and get onto the field, and you say, man, he's a good-looking kid, you know. So a lot of hard work. You know, he done a real good job trying to add weight this offseason, and he's almost gained, I think it's 18 pounds right now since last football season. So he really worked hard on his body. Committed to that. You know, other kids, you talk about Josh Collins, he's gained probably 12 or 14 pounds since last off season, and he got tremendously stronger in the weight room. Josh did, you know, just worked extremely hard. Reese has probably put on about 8 to 10 pounds which was needed. You know, he was a little small last year as far as weight, just needed him to be heavier, and so he did that. And most of our kids did a good job of gaining weight. You know, we told them we want you to get a little bigger, we got to get stronger. And, you know, we got kids, Keontae Graham, he's another guy that I think he weighed in at 178 the other day, and last year he played at 142, so he gained a bunch of weight, you know. And so it's just one of those things where these kids have really bought into eating, growing, and not worrying about having to go up a T-shirt size, because that's a good thing.
No doubt. Well, Coach, as we know in the Smoky Mountain Conference, if you're going to win and be competitive, you really have to run the football. I mean, everybody likes to throw it around some more than others, but tradition has always been you've got to be able to run the football, and that starts with those big guys up front. Let's talk about the offensive line. Some of those guys like Big Nolan Fisher, Insay Ufert. Understand we may have a new big face in there with a guy named Drew, who talk about the offensive line and their importance to this team.
It's the most important position. If you can't establish up front the mentality of, you know, we got to be able to run the football, we got to be able to get first downs, and you know, the hardest position to play is probably the quarterback position, just because of the pressure and the reads and stuff. But the most important positions up front offensively, and you know, I would say the same thing on the other side of the ball. You got to be good in the trenches. And so our kids up front, you know, we're excited about them. Pretty good sized group. You know, you talk about Nolan Fisher. He's a kid, you know, 6'4", 280. Drew Skaggs, 6'5", 262 pounds. Insay Ufert, he gained a lot of weight this year. I think he's 264, 265, somewhere in there. And you know, we got a couple people that are young. You know, Drew Skaggs is a sophomore, but, you know, you look at him and you see that big body, and he moves well and he plays hard. So, you know, just getting him some game experience here is going to be important, and just kind of weather not necessarily the storm, but just getting your feet wet to varsity football for him. You know, Trenton Jones is another sophomore that we look to be playing up front some, and you know, he's done a real good job. He's very, very aggressive, got a good mentality for offensive line. Grady Lewis is another guy, junior, that we're expecting to, you know, do good things for us on both sides of the ball. But that group up front, they've done a real good job of buying into the mentality at which you have to play that position. And so we're excited to see what they can do.
Yeah. Coach, one group I think we're really blessed with depth, and I know we talked about running the football, but hey, you got to keep the defense honest and spread it out some, is our wide receiving group. We have some depth there. We've got several kids who can run. As you mentioned, we've got some size there, so that receiving core could be a real plus.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where if you could loosen that box up and be able to run it a little easier, you know, that's important. So, you know, just being able to have a passing game that people have to defend and be aware of is very important. And those guys, we've been working since February in the mornings, you know, doing you know, route combinations, getting the timing, and just the comfortable bit with the quarterback. And and so we put in a lot of work in that aspect of the game. And, you know, we got a bunch of kids. You know, we thought we got Joe that we put out there some. You know, we can put Josh out there depending on the back set, you know. Keontae Graham's another good one. Corey Stillwell's a good young kid that tremendous ball skills for him. I mean, he's just an amazing athlete and extremely hard worker, great kid, very coachable, and that's what you like. You know, when you tell a kid something, you know, yes, sir, and that's what Corey does. And, you know, he does a real good job of just doing his part, you know. And so I'm excited to see him. Even though he's a sophomore, he's going to be exciting to watch on Fridays. And, you know, Zeke Gillespie, Joe's little brother, extremely talented athlete. You know, we're going to get him in. He's very dangerous with the ball, very shifty. So we do got a big group there that, we try to kind of figure out how we can get them all on the field and get them a touch or two. So but that's a good problem to have.
No doubt. Before we talk about the defensive side of the ball, talking about getting the work done, as you can see through the camera, our guys are out on the field. Looks like Scotty McMahon and Jeff Marr out there. They're trying to get the S looking good out there. So it's always good to see those guys because I think our fans love to see that big logo go. I know Coach Brittenall and Coach McKinney have always been instrumental in that, but it's good to see those guys keeping that work going and that tradition going out there on the field.
Yeah, I really do appreciate them doing that because it would it throw whole lot more on my plate today. But we got everything done yesterday, and we thought we just got the logo today, and they said they could handle it, so we appreciate them. And you said, Coach Marr and Coach McMahon, Coach B's been out there, Coach James, Bones Kirkland, he was out there this morning. Tony Cochran, Coach Cochran was out there. So just thankful for all those guys that help us paint. And because now I'll go ahead and tell you there's something about a grass field on a Friday night under the lights. So the smell of just natural grass and paint, something it's kind of magical.
It really is.
Yeah.
On the defensive side of the ball, Coach, you hit on this briefly. And we've seen this really in college football lately. It seems like, Clemson went through a phase where their defensive line was dominant. They won national championships. Now you're seeing Georgia do the same thing. Their defensive line, the best in the country, they turned it into national championships. That defensive line is so big, and we've got folks, as you touched on, people like Grady Lewis, Big LD, Luke Quire, some names that don't, Brandon Frost, some of those guys that don't get mentioned a lot, but that D-line is big in this run-dominated Smoky Mountain Conference, isn't it?
Yes, sir. It's important. And you mentioned them, Grady Lewis, LD, Insay Ufert,
yep.
Brandon Frost, Cole Weichel,
Cole.
Some of those guys. Those guys are very, very instrumental in what we do because we got them, in our defense being a three-man front, and, we can adjust and be a 4 and then a 5, being multiple. It's very important that those guys can be multiple and adjust, and they've done a real good job of that. And after the scrimmage last week, you turn on the tape, and there's always stuff you can clean up. And but I told them Monday, I said, guys, here's the deal. I said we hadn't played since last November, and we went and scrimmaged a pretty good team in Mountain Heritage, and they've always been pretty good under Coach Robinson. He does a great job. Yeah. And to keep that team out of the end zone, it seemed like we went for 4 hours, but we went for about 2 hours. But anyways, I told those guys, I said that's the first thing we can hang our hat on is we went out there and we didn't give up no touchdowns in that first contest against somebody else in that scrimmage. So that was a good feeling for them because we were very defensive minded in our team, and we know that's important. And we set pretty lofty goals for that side of the ball, and but those guys up front, there's about 5 or 6 of those guys that if we didn't have them, we might be talking a little different about our defense. But there's some talented kids, and they love to fly around and make something happen when they get to the football.
Yeah. And a new guy over there trying to run that defense, Coach Napier, is a guy that people in the Smoky Mountain Conference know. He was, of course, at Western Carolina University, Smoky Mountain, Cherokee, and Robbinsville. The man knows defense. I can distinctly remember if anybody was able to stop the veer when we were really running that veer, maybe at its best, Coach Napier, he developed a defense that could slow it down, so he knows how to coach.
Yeah, he's a great asset. We're glad that we got him over here after he retired from Cherokee, and you mentioned a couple places he's been. The amount of knowledge that he's got is just tremendous for our kids to be able to, have that type of person coaching them every day, and just a tremendous football mind.
Yeah.
So we're glad he's here, and he's adjusted very well. Kids have adjusted to him. He's old school, and he's tough on them, and that's what we want. And to be tough on Friday nights, you got to be tough Monday through Thursday, and that's what we tell our kids. And it's just good having having access to a man that has coached for 35 plus years, in several different systems, and he always makes a joke. He said, "Well, I might not know what to do, but I know what not to do," because he said I've messed it up a time or two. So, but it's good to have Coach Napier over, added to a good staff that we had, and it makes me breathe a little easier knowing that I got a guy that has been a head coach that has coached that long on the sideline with me, so that's very good.
No doubt. Coach, looking at the defensive secondary, you're looking at people in the linebacker and deeper with the safeties and corners. One guy that really had a big year last year, and I hope he has an even better year this year. People like Lucas Sutton. He's one of those guys that's going to have a good year in that secondary and linebacking core, isn't he?
Yeah, coming back, being the one that, losing Blake Sane last year to graduation, Lucas has got to be the one that kind of makes our calls, gets our defense set, and great knack for the football. Yeah. Just a natural football player, Lucas is, and he does a good job of getting there, and we expect a lot out of him, and we got some young guys that we're hoping that'll step up in that linebacker core. Skeet Cook we see him going to be playing there a lot. Mason Cochran, another kid, tough. He ain't real big, but he's tough, and he's got a knack for the ball, and so just at that position, kind of. It's probably going to be by committee, and just, have 3 or 4 guys that can play that position and be ready in case somebody goes down or, we need to make a change. Yeah.
Special teams, Coach, I know the kicking game always big. It's kind of the underestimated part of the game that sometimes a lot of coaches don't even like to talk about because it's the dangerous part of football where big plays and crazy things happen. But obviously, got to be good there too, don't we?
Yeah, it can win you or lose you games, and we work on them every day, and we try to develop a game plan, for us to be successful in that aspect, because that definitely is an area that it can cost you or it can win you a game, and so very important. We spend a lot of time on it, trying to work with our kickers and punters and. Get them to do what we ask them. It's not easy to, tee a ball up and kick it to a certain spot, and so we work on that. People think that it just happens, and there's a lot of work that goes into it, and definitely a part of the game where if you don't spend time on it, it shows up on Fridays.
Yeah. Let's talk about Charlotte Country Day briefly. I know our fans don't know a lot about this school, obviously from Charlotte, North Carolina. They're a member of the North Carolina Independent School Athletic Association. They like to call it the Big South, not the Big South of collegiate sports, but the Big South at the independent high school level. Last year they finished 4-7. Some of the schools they played, like Rabun Gap, Nakuchi, Providence Day, they put a pretty good lick on Charlotte last year. So Charlotte Country Day knows what it means to play really good football teams like Rabun Gap last year and Providence Day and a Christ School, another outstanding team that is in that league. So coming in, I understand their quarterback could be playing at a Power 5 school sometime. He's very talented. They have some really tall kids, some 6'1", 6'2", 6'3" kids maybe to throw the ball to. So obviously they're very athletic, Coach, just briefly looking at them.
Yeah, we kind of talked about it when we met over the weekend. The mystery of them is kind of, something that we've thought about. We've never played them, don't have a whole lot of film on them. Right. And so, but looking at their roster and their kids, they're very long, got some real tall kids, got some athletes on the edge that they like to get the ball to, and so it's going to be a good challenge for our defense to try to keep them hemmed up. Quarterback's a little bit elusive, so just keeping him contained and, just playing hard on that side of the ball, and then offensively just being able to sustain drives and not necessarily play keep away, but when we have the ball, we don't want to give it right back to them. Right. We want to take care of it. We want to march down the field and score, end up with touchdown. And so it's been a good week. We've prepared for them as if this is what we've seen on film. They can do anything though. So we've just been getting better at football, And that way, if they come out in something that we've not seen on film, hadn't showed to our kids can adapt and play at a high level. But you know, it's always good to play a team that you don't know a whole lot about, because it gets you prepared for that playoff time. So you might draw a team that you don't know nothing about, and you got a week to go get ready, so you better be able to do it. And so it's a good practice for us as far as just playing an opponent that we don't know a whole lot about to prepare for those playoffs. And so, and then you talk about who they play. You know, you say 4-7, but you know they played Raven Gap, Providence Day won the state championship in that league, Christ School, and then they played another private school in Charlotte. That was 4 of their losses. So those 4 teams were pretty good, yeah. and so you say, well, they was 4-7 last year, but they're a pretty good football team because they played some pretty good competition. So
they did. And one final thing, Coach. Now. I understand that Rod White may be in the broadcast booth this year, but I understand, boy, you'd like to have him wear that whistle down on the sidelines and help you out. So we'll see. We'll see if you can break him out of that big broadcast contract he has and get him back with that whistle.
If y'all had quit paying him so much money, I could get him back out there. Nah, it's a kind of joke between me and Coach White. He helps us a little bit through the week, and I told him he needs to change the headset that he wears. Quit wearing the Maroon Devil Network headset and wear the Swain County football headset. Nah, it's good, and I know he enjoys doing the broadcast. And you know, we've talked, and he said, you know, after being in that spotlight all those years, he said it's kind of just good to sit back in the shadows a little bit. And he said, listen to him fuss at somebody else. And, you know, that's the joke between me and him. And I said, well, if you ever want to get fussed at again, just come on back, you know. He said, nah, I'll stay in the booth. So, but it's good. Coach White, he's been a big help. And, you know, he gets out there a couple days with us a week and, you know, kind of helps us coach, and he loves that defensive side of football. Yeah. And so he helps at those linebackers a little bit and gets them tuned up. And again, it's just a support thing. You know, we got a lot of people that care about it, and you know, he's just one of many. And you know, you talk about him yesterday. Coach Dietz come and talked to our team before practice, and you know, it's good to see him. Yes. And he's still very passionate about Swain County football, and you know, we're very fortunate that we have those men to be able to still get in front of our team or be around our team, and you know, show our kids, you know, who kind of laid the foundation here at Swain County with Coach Dietz, and then, you know, Coach White just kind of continued with it and, you know, raised the bar even more. And, you know, just through the years, all those guys, you know, and it was good to get to see Coach Dietz. You know, he's going into the Hall of Fame on Saturday, so yes, we're going to go down and support him in that. And, you know, but he was excited to talk to our team, and so we was glad that was able to happen. And so just a lot of guys that still love it and, you know, care about it, and I think that's why this is a special place.
Oh, no doubt. And again, congratulations to Coach Boyce Dietz, of course, our longtime coach, won over 200 games here. And wow, just a great record. His name is on the field. And this Saturday night down in Cary, North Carolina, he will be inducted into the North Carolina High School Athletic Association Hall of Fame, and deservedly so. And we can't say enough about Coach Dietz and what he has done for this school. Fans, that's going to wrap it up on this week's Coaches Show with head coach Sherman Holt. We're going to be back next week and every week throughout this season as we bring you Maroon Devil football. On a beautiful Friday night, the sun is going down toward Hazel Creek. I'm Gary Ayers along with the coach, Rod White. And, Coach, it is hard to believe, but we're ready to play some football.
It was in the air this morning. It really was. It's been all week long. Just getting up in the mornings, you could feel it. You know, I know we got some more hot weather coming, but boy, those cool mornings sure do put you back in the football mood.
Oh, it really does. They're saying next week every day is going to be up around 90 degrees. So I feel for these guys who have to practice right after school with all those pads on us. Now we're going to see down on the field our captains going out there. Our captains tonight are number 3, Josh Collins. Number 13, Josiah Glaspie. We like to call him Joe. And let's see, looks like we've got number 5, Reese Winchester, our captains for the Maroon Devils, wearing solid maroon here tonight.
Yeah, that's a great way to start the season. Just wear all maroon and got all your new gear on, and everything's you've been practicing. You had one scrimmage under your belt, and now it's time to go to war.
Oh, it really is. And tonight, of course, we're going to be taking on Charlotte Country Day. Now, most of our fans don't know much about this team. They're a member of the North Carolina Independent Schools Athletic Association. They like to call it the Big South. And I'll tell you, they last year, just looking back at their record last year, they played some very tough ball games. They finished up 4-7, but they played some of the best teams around. Talking about Raven Gap. Raven Gap nailed them 50-12. Providence Day whipped them 55-20. They didn't even put up the score for Christ School, who is also very good, along with Charlotte Latin. So even though they were 4-7, they played some very good teams.
Yeah, the only contact I've had with these guys is I spent a year before about the time you and I started doing this together, helping them out over there at Christ School as a linebacker coach, and we played these guys. Now it was the fourth quarter before we were able to pull it out. So, but they were a good football team at that time.
They really have some good athletes. Coach Holt, as you heard there on the pregame show, talked about their strengths. They have an outstanding quarterback who is, from what I can understand, being recruited by Virginia. So he's being looked at by some Power 5 ACC-type schools. Probably the key to this football team, though, Coach, as you know, they have good size at wide receivers, 6'2", 6'3", 6'4 kids who can catch it and run with it.
Yeah, they can run. I was watching them warm up, and I had what little bit I know about them on film. Film's deceptive. You see them out here on this grass live, you realize just what kind of strides they've got.
And they're a long, tall football team. We expect to see some speed. We expect to see them spread it out. One thing I expect to see, though, from our own Maroon Devil football team, Coach, and that's better offense. You know, last year our offense at times struggled. We were inconsistent on offense in some of those games last year. But we've got a lot of guys back last year that played in that backfield. We've got our quarterback, Reese Winchester. We got Josh Collins running the ball. We got Joe Glaspie in the backfield, among others, who can do a really good job because, hey, they know what to expect this year.
They do, and watching them at practice and going up there and helping them out a little bit, they were getting intense about things. They're trying to work through some stuff. You're going to see some changes I really like defensively. And buddy, with the players they've got, I think it's going to work. It's going to take some time,
yep.
And you got to be patient with it because they're really changing their strategy a little bit defensively, and I think it's really going to help them with Coach Napier coming on staff and being part of the program. And he and I got to talking the other day about some of the stuff, and he said, you know, the stuff we did against them over the years, he said, that stayed with me this whole time. And he said, I want to get it to that point. And I said, man, you're the guy to do it then. So I'm pulling for him.
He's a very good defensive coach. Coach Napier, of course, has been at Western Carolina University. He was at Smoky Mountain at Cherokee with Kent Briggs when they won the 1A state championship. He was at Robbinsville. So he's been around some good programs and as a very good offensive line and defensive coach.
Yeah, his mind is snapped around football all the time, man.
Yep.
He was talking so fast at practice the other day, and I said, well, slow down a minute, Coach. You're running past me here now. My brain don't work like that anymore. And so we've had some good conversations and talked about the games that we played against each other and everything. So we've had some good times.
He's a good guy, no doubt about it. Kicking off tonight is going to be number 9. Now, he's not on the roster. Number 9 is Brendan Lanning, and he's going to be kicking off tonight for the Maroon Devils. I think he's been a part of the team here for a short time, but watching him warm up, he's got a good foot. Back deep now for the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers, they are wearing green and white. Green pants, white jerseys, white helmets. As we mentioned, our Maroon Devils are basically in solid maroon top to bottom with the white numbers. So we're gonna get a look at the Carolina Day offense right out of the gate here, Coach.
Yeah, It's going to be an interesting thing to watch these two teams match up.
So Brendan Lanning is going to be kicking off. And again, Charlotte Country Day is going to be returning. They're going to be returning it from the 9-yard line. They pick it up. We see the quickness out across the 20, out across the 25, breaking a couple of tackles. On the return is going to be Kyle Bynes, as he did a good job out across the 30-yard line. So a good start here for the Buccaneers in green and white.
Yeah, and I believe our kicker got in on his first tackle right there. It looked like it to me. I swear he did.
He certainly did. We're going to talk about our sponsors a little bit later. We have a lot of sponsors we want to give credit to. Coach Holt talked about that on the pregame show about, for example, CJ's Bar and Grill fed these guys earlier this week, and good to see folks like that help our team.
Yeah. Now, here's some of the changes you're going to see defensively. You're going to see almost exclusively a 3-man front with somebody coming off the edge.
And boy,
there it is.
There it worked right at the 30-yard line.
Yeah.
A loss of a couple as Charlotte tried to run it.
Yeah, and the great thing about this is right here, the way that Coach Holt and Coach Napier have it schemed. There's a lot of movement up front out of those front three, and we used to call that our wolf front. And man, I love it, and it's really inspired me to get to watching it and helping them with it a little bit.
And one of those guys on that left side is going to be key, and that's going to be big Insay Uford over there on the left side.
Yeah,
and they come right up the gut this time.
Yeah.
And just a straight dive play, and again getting the job done up front. Our guys, the linebackers, stepping up.
Yeah, we got Lucas Sutton right there making that move, and got young Skeet Cook out there. He's making a real name for himself. He's a sophomore. And he can fly around the field. I got a chance to work with him a little bit. And he's really soaking this defense up. He really was learning it in a hurry.
And that looks like big 79 in the middle. I believe is that big LD? The big LD Luquire,
yeah,
I think.
Sure is.
Right there in the middle. So we've got, again, that wolf front. Here comes the quarterback wanting to throw. Got his man. Very close to a first down. Now getting the first down after the catch and run at the 42-yard line is going to be number 1, London Rogers Hicks. Yeah. And that's the first down of the ball game.
Yeah, just by barely. He just by about 6 inches he got that thing. That's a good play by them. They decoyed us with that back coming out of the backfield. They will throw to him. But that we got to get that outside linebacker quicker to that in cut coming from outside in.
And talking about those 3 guys up front, Coach, in this wolf front, big Grady Lewis, Insay Ufert, and LD Luquire. They're the guys on that D-line.
Yeah, if you'll notice, you'll see a lot of movement from them up front when the ball snapped.
Oh, we started to blitz.
Yeah.
We jumped a little too quick over here on the left side. Josh Collins was coming, and Coach Holt talked about him in the pregame show this week, about how much he has improved putting on weight and getting stronger.
Oh, he's stronger. He's way stronger than he was this time last year, and he's got more muscle structure to him, and he really can move with it. It's not slowed him down any at all. And he's not. His weight is pure muscle he's put on.
And he's a quick guy. Playing in that linebacker spot now, stepping up, trying to show blitz again. Here he comes from that side, and they run right into the guys up front. Big Grady Lewis helping out on that tackle.
Yeah, what they're doing is taking the 3-man front and turning it into a 4 a lot of the times. Now, they won't do it every time, but by bringing these linebackers from one side or the other or up the middle, they end up with 4 people at the line of scrimmage. But the movement is what really messes with those offensive linemen because they got blocking rules. This is a zone blocking team that we're seeing in a trap team. They like to run traps, those nasty kind where they pull both guard and the tackle.
This time quarterback in the shotgun.
There we
Straight drop, fires it out to the left side. It's going to be back to the original line of scrimmage. Going to bring up 3rd down and still about 10 here, Coach, as again, in this kind of defense, our linebackers have to be active sideline to sideline.
They do, and you've got to keep them moving. If they stay in too much flat-footed, that's what we worked on this past week. Coach Holt really wanted to stress that linebacker footwork of don't know till you go, but once you know, get there, and get there in a hurry.
So now it's going to bring up a big 3rd down and 9. Let's see if our Maroon Devil defense can shut down Charlotte and get the football.
Probably play this one straight away, just a 3-man rush. That's what we're seeing.
3 wide, 2 on the right side. Quarterback steps up. He's got a lot of room, and he's going to run for the first down easily over there on their side of the field.
Yeah, we just absolutely weren't set up for him when he broke that contain. Now, a young man like him gets you out there on 2/3 of that field to the sideline, you're in trouble if you're one-on-one with him because he can move.
He's very, very quick. And we've got a number 66. As again, first game, sometimes we don't have all the rosters straightened out. But 66 is 33 tonight. Lucas Sutton, there we go. Hey, I should have known. Lucas is in on a lot of tackles. So Lucas Sutton is 66 instead of 33.
Right.
And he had a lot of tackles last year, Coach, one of our leaders on defense.
Right. Now, there's one of their trap plays.
Oh, what a good open
field tackle. Played it right off the edge, yes.
There's Skeet Cook.
That's that young linebacker movement. What they had to do, what they were doing with him is what you call scraping him off the top and letting him come over the top and become that fourth line defender. Well, they can't count him as a line defender because he's at level 2, so that he's not accounted for, and he came right over the top into the alley and made the play.
So an outstanding job over there on that side of the field.
Yeah, we're bending a little bit right here, but we're making it hard for them to run the football.
And that is the key. You know, we were talking about that in the pregame. You got to be able to run and stop the run. Quarterback's going to run it this time. He's got a little room over there on that left side, and he's so quick. He gets to the sideline and gets the first down. This quarterback is going to be a problem tonight.
Yeah, we didn't do a good job of tackling him on the perimeter out there. We had him hemmed up. You got to use that sideline as that 12th defender, and we didn't do that. We didn't press him onto the sidelines and to where he has no place to go.
We talk about Cole Weichel. You know, Cole Weichel was one of our leaders on defense last year. He now comes into the lineup for the Maroon Devils on defense out of linebacker spot.
Yeah, and we got to keep that contained over there, and that's that outside linebacker and tackles job. The inside linebackers have to drop to a zone coverage and cover any underneath routes.
And this time, too wide on the right side, but they run to the left side, and this time it's going to be kind of a different quarterback in there. That was Oscar Hodrick, who actually took the snap and ran left.
Yeah, he must be the runner they got in there. We have a flag on the play here, and it may be a hold by them out there on that perimeter.
Now, one thing, Coach, I was going to mention this as they let's see what they call here. It's going to be a holding call against the offense. So holding on against the offense. One thing the officials, from what I've been told, are really going to crack down on people on the fence yelling at the officials.
Oh, wow.
They say they're really going to crack down on that. We'll see.
Man, I know some people that's in trouble then.
And I wanted to warn and make our fans aware of that they're going to be watching for that because we've got a lot of folks on the fence.
Oh, yeah. And that's been a tradition around here, for years. They got it blocked off right down here now around where the cheerleaders are, and you got to kind of walk around them. But that's not going to stop a lot of them from getting over the top of that tape.
You're right. So anyway, our fence fans beware. This time the quarterback back in there again, Khalil Wright, as he throws. And it's going to be intercepted. Good interception down there. Is that Joe Glaspie?
That's old Joe.
He went up in the air and pulled it down. He's got the athleticism.
Yeah. He was in the zone coverage then, and they thought he was in man coverage, and they tried to run him off over there, and he fell right back inside and picked that ball off. Yep.
Outstanding job. You're right. They were kind of throwing to a spot.
Yeah, he was trying to get it over the top of the linebackers' heads, and Joe read that thing the whole way. He had his shoulders turned just right back towards the quarterback, and all he had to do was break on the ball.
And he's, again, got up in the air and pulled that one down. Maroon Devils with our first offensive series now from the 24-yard line. 1st and 10, 7 minutes to play in the first quarter as we stop Charlotte Country Day on their first series now. As it's going to be Reese Winchester and company lining up. One back right beside the quarterback, 3 wide receivers, 1 man kind of on the wing on the left side. We run to that left side, and it's going to be Josh Collins on the first carry.
Yeah, and there we were doing the same thing. We were running a double trap back this way and pulling the guard and the tackle from that back side, and got to we almost had it cracked right there. Their linebackers did a good job then of getting downhill into those alleys.
And some of our starting offensive linemen, again, big Insay Ufert up front. Nolan Fisher, another big guy up front. Andreas Cisneros, a junior, number 77.
Yep.
3 of our starting linemen. We'll get more as we go along here tonight. But there's some big guys up front. Big Drew Skaggs.
Drew Skaggs, I really was impressed with him at practice all week long.
Only a sophomore.
Throwback.
Oh, boy, that was thrown up in the air. That one's up for grabs, but we grabbed it, and he was interfered with.
Yep.
Graham comes down with it, Coach, but he was hit while the ball was up.
He sure did. He never took his eyes off that ball. He just knew he had to get his body between that defender and that football and make that catch. That's concentration right there.
He did a good job because that ball hung up like a pop fly.
Yeah, it was pitched over to Collins, and Collins did the pass. And that's a good play to run this early in the ball game like that. Get these people off your back, get them get their mind off the running plays, and loosen that secondary up so you can do some things. Get them linebackers worried about the ball going over their head.
And now the penalty is declined. It's a first down for the Maroon Devils at the 47-yard line of Charlotte. This time we got two backs in the backfield beside the quarterback.
Yeah, we got a tight end in the ball game here. When somebody pulled the wrong way.
Yeah.
We had
Reese handed off to Joe, and it blew up.
Yeah, we had our right tackle this time pulled, and he wasn't supposed to be pulling. They're supposed to be running it back over here to this side, and he ran right into the guard. That's happened many times. When you run trap plays, you can expect that to happen because they think you called their number and you have not. It's the guard on this side.
So this time, Maroon Devils have a wing and two wide on the left side here, going heavy on the left side of the field. Football right in the middle.
There's the play.
And we hand it off to Josh out of the backfield. Hard running, penalty flag down. Another penalty flag.
Yeah.
Maybe the same penalty here on this play.
Yeah, it's going to be a holding call.
Yeah.
Over here against Nolan Fisher. When he got up to the guy out here, the guy tried to spin off of him. He hooked him pretty good.
Yeah, and I tell you, Nolan's a big guy.
Yeah, he was the lead blocker on that double trap, pulling both the guard and the tackle from that side. That's a nasty little play too. We used to call it counter double trap, and boy, when that thing hits just right against stunting defenses, man, you could blow it open. But now if your guards are running into each other and then you end up holding, that hurts you.
Going to bring it back now to the line of scrimmage at the 43-yard line. Going to bring up second down and long. Second down at about 20, 21 yards to go with 5:12 to play. First quarter, no score for either team here in the early going on the opening game of this 2023 season. This time we're going to flood the right side. 3 wide, 1 wide left, 1 man in the backfield. No tight end set here again with 4 wide receivers, 4-man front here for Charlotte. They're going to blitz from the right side. Reese rolling the other way. Looking, fires, got his man on the sideline for a gain of about 8 yards at the 49-yard line of Charlotte. So a good play, but again, they were really coming at him on the other side.
Yeah, they were, and he had to run, scamper out there and just find somebody open. He wanted to go deeper with it, but he had to check down to that the very first receiver right there. And he got it completed, didn't take a loss, and bring it up third down now and about 12.
Yeah, that corner was blitzing on that blind side, and I think he kind of felt him coming, and he had to get the ball away pretty quick.
He had to get out of there. He sure did. He had to get his feet moving, which he can do.
Yeah, Reese is a good athlete.
Oh, yeah, he's very athletic, and he will, at some point in time, he'll pull that thing down, take off, and he'll make them pay, too.
Got twins on each side now, receivers. Again, a 4-man front for the Buccaneers. Got a man in motion coming to this side. This time, Reese rolls to this side, fires a little too tall over here for Zeke Glaspie, and that's Joe's brother.
Yeah, and he had Graham coming across the middle, but the way he was rolling to his left, it was going to be hard for him to throw that ball back with the receiver cutting back right across the field. So
we're going to have to punt.
Yeah, we're going to punt this one away, and he was open, but he just couldn't. You can't turn that far. A quarterback can't throw that ball with that kind of crossing route.
Now Josh Collins is coming on to punt. He's going to handle the punting duties for the Maroon Devils as the Buccaneers have 1 man back deep, only 1 guy back deep, and that looks like it's going to be Austin Murphy, one of their seniors, and they have a bunch of seniors on this team. Low snap. Josh pulls it up, kicks it very high but very short. Going to be no return. This one is actually going to
bounce back this way. Yeah,
bounce Charlotte's way, so they're going to get it in good field position at about the 39-yard line, 1st and 10. But now the sun has gone down, Coach, and I think it's going to be a nice night to play football.
It really is. This time of year, though, you got to wait. That sun takes forever to go down sometimes to get off that field. But we're glad to see that it's that time of year, and of course every week it'll be a little earlier and a little earlier. That sun disappears.
I tell you, we've got a great crowd on hand for the Maroon Devils home opener here on this home side of the field. It's basically sold out.
Yeah, it's packed full out here, and it looks good. It brings back memories.
It does.
Now we're going to switch up. Now, instead of blitzing from the short side of the field, we're going to put a 4-man front up there. And but I almost promise you that front's going to be moving this way. The front 4 are going to be slanting towards this wide side of the field.
And over there on that far side, stepping up over there is going to be Brandon Frost. He's one of our kind of hybrid linebacker defensive end, if you will. And he takes on the wingman, tries to blow up the play, and he does. Outstanding.
He did his job. What he did is he maintained contact with that blocker instead of trying to jump around him and avoid him. He took him on. Well, that slowed that running back down and gave the linebackers enough time to get up in that seam and fill that hole.
They did. Grady Lewis came over and made the tackle. But, again, Brandon Frost held his ground on that wingman and stopped the play.
That's been something that they've been lacking. Brandon's been working on that. You don't have to beat a blocker right now. If you know where the football is, your job is to turn him back to where there's help.
There you go. 2nd down and 9 now for the Buccaneers of Charlotte. Quarterback in the shotgun, has the snap, rolls right, gets pressure, fires, incomplete. Good pressure coming from Josh Collins on the blitz.
That's a wide side field blitz right there. Yeah, we used to call that a rocket blitz coming off the wide side of the field right there. And that quarterback had to pull up. He had to try to dump that ball, or he might have took a loss there.
And again, Lucas Sutton in there, one of the linebackers. He's basically calling the defense. As he looks to the sideline, and Coach Napier, he's calling the defensive set.
Yeah, he's trying to get everybody aligned.
Yep.
They've got some real intricate calls they make out there, which you have to have with this style defense, because if you're going to do that much movement between the front 3 and 4 linebackers, then you got to know what you're doing.
So now 3-man front for the Maroon Devil defense. Bad snap. Quarterback drops it, and there's pressure, and he's sacked for a loss on the backfield. Good pressure inside. That looked like, let's see, coming in over there, that was big 59, Insay Ufert.
Yeah, and what they did then is Coach Napier blitzed Skeet Cook from that inside linebacker position. It's a delayed blitz. You wait until they start their blocking scheme, pass blocking, then you go, because they're committed then. They're already committed, and that quarterback failed him coming.
And a good job by Insay and also Grady Lewis over there, number 57. And now they're going to have to punt it away. And the Maroon Devils have a couple of guys back. One of those, of course, is going to be Joe Glaspie. And the other one looks like Josh Collins back there with him.
Yeah, we're going to pressure him from the wide side. He shanks a punt.
Well, he does, kind of shanks it, gets a roll.
Yeah, we're going to have to let that one go because they're closer to it than we are.
They covered it well down to the 29. That's where we'll have it, 1st down and 10. 2:39 left to play here in this first quarter, Coach, and we're seeing some good football. We've had a couple of mistakes on either team offensively.
Oh, yeah. And you expect that this time of year. They're playing in the middle of the field. Yep. We need to get better field position, and we need to get it to their side of the 50 before we can really start seeing what we can do with them. And so this has been a feeling out process, and we're learning as we go.
And I tell you, I was up here yesterday, and we saw Neil Blankenship, Jeff Marr, and I'm going to forget some names, but Scotty McMahon. They were all up here working on the field, painting that big S, and those guys are working all day long.
Oh, yeah, that's a job in itself.
Here we go. Reese in the shotgun, turns, hands off. It's going to be Josh, but he runs into a bunch of green and white jerseys, and he might have got stopped for a yard loss.
Yeah, they put a slant on right there that brought 5 defenders from the hash to the numbers over here as soon as that ball was snapped. And I don't know what they're seeing. That's whether that was a lucky call or whether that's something they feel like that they've scouted out on us.
Now Mason Cochran coming in at one of the running back spots here. Josh comes out for a breather because Josh plays about every down.
Oh, yeah, he's playing. He never leaves the field. Now we're going to see some trips to the wide side of the field. And it may not be a pass play, but boy, that puts pressure on them out there. Especially, looks like they're going to get in some kind of zone coverage.
Got 3 men over there with those trips over there. Now we've got a timeout. No.
Oh, delay.
Delay of game.
Okay.
Sure was.
I hate when that happens. That's not a good way to go in with 2nd down, and now it's about 16. So that's tough. That's tough.
So we back up 5. Second down again. Long way to go with 1:48 to play in the first quarter. Clock starts winding. Now, don't forget, next week we're going to be up just up the road in Jackson County taking on the Mustangs of Smoky Mountain. We owe them one.
Yes.
They burned us by 1 point last year on a big kickoff return.
Yep.
Here we go.
You always owe them one no matter what.
That's right. That's right. Second down, Reese back to throw. Has time.
There's interference
yeah,
call.
there's interference.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
That was Corey Stillwell.
Yeah.
He got knocked down before the ball was even to him.
Yeah, Stillwell just didn't even have a chance. The ball was in the air, so it's a legitimate call.
Yep.
And I don't care if you get your feet tangled up, but that guy's hands was on him. That's interference.
Oh, he knocked him down.
Yeah.
And Corey jumped up right away. He knew he had been interfered with, and the officials were on top of that one.
Yeah, I want to say something about our center right now, Trent Jones. That's been a bugaboo for them during the preseason. It's getting that snap. Now, he's not got it perfect yet, but so far we've not had one mishandled. Coach Holt, that was a big concern of his, and now that the more he does it, the more consistent he's going to get at it, and the better it'll get. But just watching him snap out there and watching him at practice have to struggle a little bit with it and try to search and find people that can do this. And then we're going to run this one from up under. This is what Coach Holt wants to get some of this onto the field so we can run some old school plays
quarterback
like that
under
right
center.
there. Yeah.
Just a little toss back to Joe. And that was almost a horse collar tackle. He had him by the jersey.
I'm going to say it was. I mean, if you were to replay that, the back of his jersey got snatched.
It did.
Yeah.
So didn't get much. Just going to bring up, looks like third down. And, oh, boy, we're close.
Yeah, and they're going to bring some heavyweights in right here. They're taking out a group and putting some back in here. They're going to put more linemen down up front now, try to knock us back where we can't get any forward progress.
Third down and less than a yard now for the Maroon Devils at our 39-yard line with 1:17 to play in the first quarter.
Yeah, that last play was just your old toss sweep, baby.
Yeah.
His student body left that time. Everybody stepping left, and the ball and everybody's moving that way. And Coach Holt's going to get a timeout, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to measure. No, it's measurement timeout.
It's close enough to measure for sure.
Yeah.
And it's good that he called for that so our offense can kind of get everybody together and be on the same page.
Yeah, just turn it.
At the 39-yard line. And while they're doing that, we want to remind you the big golf tournament coming up Saturday, October 7. We're a foot short. Saturday, October 7th, the Swain County Athletic Hall of Fame will hold their annual Legends Classic Golf Tournament at Smoky Mountain Country Club. Cost for a four-man team is $320 or $400 for a four-man team and corporate sponsorship. Other advertising opportunities are available, including a ball drop with the closest ball to the hole, winning $500, and you can buy a golf ball for only $5. And seek Sonia Blankenship at the pass gate for more information. And all the proceeds will go to the Swain High Ring Fund to help buy those state championship rings. And here's another timeout.
Officials timeout here. Not real sure what the deal was. Somebody's bleeding or something. They're looking on a player down there. And
yeah, it looks like our center.
Looks like a blood call. Oh, boy.
Yeah, it's Trent Jones.
Yeah, he's got to go out. They're going to bring Lucas Sutton in now, and he'll snap. He snapped some at practice, so and this is a good one because Reese is up under. So and he's not going to have to shotgun snap it. So
under center.
Yeah, this was something that and if you notice, we got a tight end and the wide receiver on the same side. So I'm thinking we're going to run the veer over here to this side. Right there it is.
And here it comes for a first down. And it's going to be Reese Winchester down the sideline. He's knocked out of bounds, but it's all the way down at the 38-yard line, our best field position of the night.
Yes, it sure is. We changed this. We tilted the field this way now, and that really helped. When Coach Holt, he wants to run some of the old school veer stuff and make people pay and block it and run that thing tight like that and let Reese read it from the line of scrimmage, and he did.
Kerry Powell's down there working on our center, getting him taped up a little bit, getting rid of some of that blood. So, as a matter of fact, he's already back in.
Okay, going back with the split back look again.
No, I'm sorry. Lucas still in there.
Yeah.
So, but ready to come back in a moment is going to be Trent Jones. He got him fixed up. But Lucas will make this snap. And again, Reese under center, first and 10 at the 39.
Look for it. Look for the veer to the same side. This is the midline.
Yep.
Right here, they're just reading the first down lineman. They're not blocking him. and making him make a choice. And it's tough on a quarterback because he can't really see that lineman once he opens up. But they're doing it the old school way right here, right now, and it's something that we did for a long time, and it really helps.
Jack Pylon on the tackle for Charlotte Country Day Buccaneers, a school. It's a private school. You can go to school there for $29,000 is their tuition.
That's just a drop in the bucket.
You got to have some money.
Yeah.
Second down and 5 now.
To go to the wide side of the field right here. There's the toss sweep to Josh this time.
Oh, boy, he's hit in the backfield, and he can't get away.
That secondary player at number 5, he did a great job of coming up in there and setting his feet, and Josh just did not have any place to go.
Yep, Kyle Bynes on the tackle for Charlotte.
Right. That was a good alley play by their defender right there.
Yep.
Real good.
And he did. He just wrapped him up.
Yeah.
Now Reese getting the call over here from Coach Holt on the sideline. And we're going to have to hustle. I don't think we're going to get this play off as the first quarter is going to be ending. We'll swap into the field here. And we're going to take a timeout as we recognize our sponsors. We'll be back in just a moment right here with a score 0-0 after one quarter on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back on a beautiful Friday night, a great night for the first night of high school football here. I know we had scrimmage play last week, but hey, tonight it's counting. And the Maroon Devils now have a 3rd down and 6 as we get the second quarter underway. No score here in it's been a fun game to watch so far, Coach.
Yeah, so far, and we've had a few surprises, and here we got Reese checking off. Coach Holt's giving him the option to make some calls, and you see how they're moving. That's a midline right there again.
And there goes Joe Glaspie on one of his first carries tonight.
And you notice that defensive lineman moved right down. We were going to read him, and on that weak side veer play right there. And what this veer game does right here, people have to prepare for this, and you got to change your way of thinking on defense to prepare for this right here. And when you put the veer game in with our pistol sets and our shotgun sets that we're running, it's a whole new dynamic.
It really is, and as our Maroon Devil fans know, we have been a veer offense for years and years and years. And so these guys know something about the veer.
Going to come this way again. There's the midline again.
There's
Joe. Goes Joe.
Great block on the right side of that line over there with Drew Skaggs and Nolan Fisher. Yeah. They made the hole.
Yeah, this time we read the second defender instead of the first, so because they took that midline away from us the last time. Then we read the second defensive lineman.
So a great job on that right side of the offensive line. Just underway, 1 minute gone in the second quarter with 11 minutes to play. And the Maroon Devils now inside the red zone for the first time tonight at the 16-yard line, 1st down and 10.
Staying with the veer look right here, two splits, tight end in the ball game. Don't know whether we'll see the outside veer in this series right here. It looks like it's going to come to the short side of the field again.
Long count.
Yep, there's the midline.
And got a penalty flag, and this one's blown dead before they really get rolling here.
Yep. False start
somebody
on
moved.
us. Yeah, somebody.
Yeah.
I'm not real sure. I couldn't see it real well who it might have been.
Yeah.
It may have been one of the running backs.
It's one of the linemen because he turned around quickly and looked at the ref like, okay, he caught me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it doesn't take much of a movement.
Yeah, it really does. But we're loving this weak side veer game right now, and I just have a sneaking suspicion that in a minute Coach Holt's going to put it out there to the wide side of the field, give Reese some room to run out there if he pulls that football.
This time wide left is going to be Keontae Graham.
Putting the tight end into the boundary. This may be it right here where we go wide side.
They're flipping guys
around. It is. Right here we go.
Yep.
There we go.
It's going to be Josh Collins on the carry.
Yep. And Reese read that right. And Coach Holt told him, look, we're looking for them the 3.5, 4 yards of carry, and that's what we got to have every time. And so if he reads that defender standing there, he gives it. If that defender's closing, he pulls it and takes off.
That's a quarterback decision, isn't it?
It is, and it's from the line of scrimmage, it's tougher. I think so, because if you've ever tried to do that, but Reese, he knows what he's doing. They worked on it a lot.
Corey Stillwell going wide right. This time wide left is going to be Graham. Keontae over there. We got split backs behind the quarterback this time.
Yeah.
And so we're showing a lot of different looks in the backfield tonight, Coach.
Yeah, it's giving them something to think about. This is just your old split back veer look.
Yep.
That we ran here forever, and we'd run it out to I back some. They're not that far along with it yet. I believe we're going to come downhill over here to this side again. There it is.
Yep.
Reese pulls
quarterback
it.
Keeps it.
Now he pitches it, and then he
Josh.
jumps out there and blocks for Josh.
Oh, Josh down the right side. Yeah. Is he in? He's very close. No, they're going to say he's out of bounds at about the 2-yard line.
Now, you don't see that much.
No.
When Reese pitched that ball, he wanted to pitch it back there because that defender was closer to him. So he pitched it on and then blocked the defender to make sure that he couldn't come off right away and make that tackle on Josh. That's a veteran quarterback move, a smart football player.
And physical.
Oh, yeah.
You know another guy who did that, a physical quarterback, was named Heath Schuler.
Oh, yeah. And he did just that. I saw him run a play. He did that. Tennessee played Alabama, and he blocked the guy that was trying to get to the pitch back.
Yeah, he was not afraid to block.
No.
And that endears you to your teammates.
It really does.
When a quarterback can block. Split backs again. This time it's going to be Josh, and he breaks a tackle. I think he's in.
He's got to be in. We got a penalty flag over there.
Uh-oh. That's going to mess things up. Yeah, we
moved and shooting ourselves in the foot right now. We don't need this.
Yep, false start again.
Of course, I don't have to tell everybody that. That's not what you want down there. But
yeah, Coach Holt not happy with that call. He's in the head referee's ear over there.
Well, and he's frustrated with his it's whoever they're making the call on. I don't know exactly. I can't see the movement and who's doing it. But
that's 2 on this drive.
Yeah.
So 2 false starts. It costs us a touchdown. The ball comes back to the 8-yard line. But now first down and goal from the 8. We've got 4 shots here.
Got the tight end into the boundary. The weak side's up to the wide side of the field. Looks like we're going to run.
Got a busted play.
We do.
Reese got Josh on the sideline. Josh down at the 5, down to the 4, down to the 3. Still going. He's in. Touchdown. How about that for Josh Collins?
Well, that's what you expect out of that young man. If you're around him very long and watch him and talk to him and listen to him, and coach him. Coaching him, he's like a sponge. He just absorbs. I mean, everything from you tell him to change his feet, he changes his feet alignment. He does all that very, very consciously.
Coach Holt talked about that. He said he listens. Mm-hmm. He's coachable. He said you can't ask for more than that.
No, you can't. And he's worked on himself. He's very athletic. And he's a player. He's a good high school football player.
Now coming on is going to be Brendan Lanning for the extra point. Reese is going to be holding in. We get it up, and
looks like it's
wide left.
Wide left.
Just barely missed it on the left side.
All right,
9:17 to play. Our Maroon Devils draw first blood, 6-0. We'll be back after we take this timeout. Again, a beautiful Friday night here from Swain County Memorial Stadium in Boyce Dietz Field. By the way, coming up in a couple of weeks on the Franklin game here in 2 weeks. We're going to be honoring Coach Dietz. I don't think that's anything that's a secret. He's going to be honored, and we'll be here to hopefully talk with some folks and visit some. Here comes the kickoff from Brendan Lanning. Nice job. Going to be taken at the 12, 15, 20 on the return, 30. Nice return again. And there's a good open field tackle by the Maroon Devils, Zeke Glaspie.
Yeah, you don't have to knock him out of his shoes. You just got to get him when he's running like that. Just put your pads on his pads and let's get him down. Keep your feet running. And that's the young man that plays safety for him that's been making all their tackles defensively.
Yeah, he's got some quick feet, doesn't he?
Yeah, he can move.
9:12 to play, second quarter, 6-0 Maroon Devils. As we're back on defense now, looks like the three-man front is back up front.
You'll see that the majority of the time now. And it does my heart good because, man, once we went from a 50 to the 40 front, and then it's basically a 50 front is what it becomes once you move your people around. But it just helps you adapt.
Swing pass out to the right side. Wow, what a tackle by Josh Collins. Open field tackle in the backfield for a loss.
Like I said, the young man can play this game, and he saw that thing coming over the top, and they worked on that this week at practice. And all he has to do is break loose, but he's got to hang with that receiver on the inside first. He can't commit to that running back right away. He's got to hang with that receiver first.
Now, Josh is one of those outside linebackers. It's basically, if you're old school, kind of like me, it's a 3-4.
Yes.
4.
Yes.
2 safeties, 2 corners, 4 linebackers.
Yeah, you can call it whatever you want. It's just a lot of fun. I'm telling you. See, we slanted right into it that time, and we missed it.
Oh, we missed a tackle, but we hit him in the backfield, spun him around, and he picked up a couple of yards.
And the guy, when we slanted this way, the way that's supposed to happen is that backside linebacker comes over the top of the outside, and he was there, and he made the tackle. But he was just for a 2-yard gain. That's about all you can ask for once you missed him in the backfield. The slant took care of him, but he just didn't get over the top.
3rd down and 8 now. Lucas Sutton is again calling the plays on defense. He's setting up the guys and telling them what the play call is from Coach Napier on the sideline.
All right, they're going to play with the wing here again. Now they're going to empty backfield.
Yep. 4 wide. Got a man moving early. No flag, though. Quarterback is going to be knocked down again by Josh Collins on the blitz.
See, he was coming, and the smart thing Josh did is he waited. He actually slowed down so that quarterback's arm, because he's going to run right by him if he tried to tackle him. And or the young man could pull the ball down and beat him. Yep. And he went straight at him and slowed down and then got elevation and knocked that ball down.
One thing about it, their receiver over here in the slot moved early, but they didn't call it. Yeah. 4th down and 8. We're going to get the ball back on the punt return. Back is Josh Collins, and again, back there with him is going to be Joe Glaspie.
I don't care which one of them gets it, but I like to watch Joe run with it.
Line drive. This one is going to be Josh, and it's going to be out of bounds. So no return at the 27-yard line. Our Maroon Devils will get it back with a 6-0 lead here. And again, a great crowd on hand for the season opener. And
it is.
That does your heart good.
It really does. And, I mean, folks that have supported this program over the years, and you see the same faces. I mean, as soon as you get to the stadium, it's the same folks. And there's new ones, of course, but you see some of those old faces. I remember back when I was coaching, you'd see those folks. And there are a lot of diehard Maroon Devil fans in this county.
And, boy, a lot of them are down on that fence.
Oh, yeah. That fence walking is one year I threatened to have T-shirts printed up and make them buy them. If they were going to stand on the fence, they had to buy a shirt. And I told them I'm going to pocket that money. I never did get it. I said, if you're going to talk ugly to me down here, then you're going to buy a shirt.
Here we go. 1st down and 10, Maroon Devils at the 27. And it's going to be a handoff, dive to the left side. Yeah. And that's Josh on the carry. Gets about 3 out to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, trying the midline there again. And for folks, again, I keep saying that over and over. It's the first defensive lineman on that side of the football does not get blocked, okay? And they're trying to run inside it and let the quarterback make up his mind whether he's going to give it or take off with it. And that's now we do have some where they're going to actually block the guy, and then they're going to run by him. And that's when it gets interesting for the defenders. Like I said, when you run it like this right here, people have to go to work. They have to work all week long to stop this veer.
2nd down and 7 now. Maroon Devils twin backs in the backfield. And it's going to be a handoff. And, boy, they stacked that one up at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they stunted to they're waiting to see where our tight end's lining up, and they're going away from him now. So And Coach Holt realizes that. He'll have to change up the way he's aligning and blocking this thing just to make a difference.
And talking about that, Coach Holt along with Coach Eddie West, they are calling the plays on offense this year.
Oh, yeah. And I'm so glad Coach Napier came on and offered to be the defensive coordinator because that took a lot off Coach Holt.
It did.
He was trying to do way too much. And last year, averaging 14 points a game or so on offense, it just don't flush, you know, in this day and time. Now you'll see, because of what they're doing defensively, we go back to the gun.
Reese back to throw, has plenty of time.
Oh, got him open. He's got him open.
Penalty flag down. There. I hope we didn't see a holding in the backfield.
Well, I'm not sure exactly what happened.
So Reese ran out of time, and again, he just couldn't find the open guy.
Yeah, he got open over there, but there again, Reese was over to the rolling to his left, and that's a difficult. You got to get turned and set your feet. That's not human. I mean, it can be done by some superhuman that you're running one way and throw the ball back across the field without stopping first. And he knew if he stopped, he was going to get sacked. So he basically pretty much just threw that in the way.
So now it's going to bring up a fourth down. They declined the penalty. So now we're going to have to punt it away. As Charlotte has one guy back deep. That's going to be Nolan Rutherford. Number 3 is back deep. Our number 3 is going to punt, and he barely gets it away. And it was almost blocked.
Sure was.
Man, how like I say, how did he get that punt away? Because
he actually went by the ball, and that's a thing early in the season, because it's hard to work on blocking punts without getting somebody hurt at practice. So you try to coach him to go out in front of the foot, and that young man that was trying to block that punt, he literally went by the ball, and the ball went up underneath his arms, basically.
So now 6:01 to play in the second quarter. Maroon Devils have a 6-0 lead. Charlotte Country Day has the football in good field position at the 47-yard line with a first down and 10, but our Maroon Devil defense has bent some, but no points on the board for the Buccaneers.
Yeah, if we can keep them off the board till halftime, then we're going to be ahead of the game.
No doubt. This time, 2 wide to the left side for the Bucs.
All right, that's also a trap play right there. You saw the guard pulling around. They let the wingman do the trapping over the tight end that's backed up off the ball. He's the one that knocks the tackle down inside, and that pulling guard leads that back up in the hole.
So now it's going to bring up a second down and 4. 6-yard pickup now for the Bucs. And don't forget, fans, next week going to be on the road as we get back into our territory, so to speak. Of course, we're playing a team from Charlotte tonight, but we go up the road to Silva to play the Smoky Mountain Mustangs without their normal quarterback this year. More on that later. Second down and 4. They toss and run to the right side.
There we go.
And a good defensive effort up front.
That's good linebacker play. When you see both your linebackers, and they did a great job again out there on the perimeter, not letting get kicked out there, and keeping their feet and if you stay on that blocker and you don't turn your shoulders, those linebackers got a chance an alley to run into then, and that's exactly what you saw. Both linebackers hit him simultaneously at the right together. That's what you're working to get. So this thing's working out pretty good for him right now.
Skeet Cook again doing a good job from that linebacker spot now with 4:45 to play. And now Charlotte going to have to hustle. 5 seconds on the play clock. They get the snap away. They hand off, run to the left side, and they have some blocking, and they get the first down at the 41-yard line.
Yeah, they had us all blocked that time, even the linebackers. They actually changed their blocking scheme just a little bit out here with the guard and tackle. And instead of them trying to reach block us or get their heads outside, they drove straight off into us, and that knocked us back a little bit.
So now we've got an official timeout on the field. Looks like one of their guys had to go out and maybe get some blood taken care of.
Yeah, we're bleeding all over the field tonight.
Hey, that's part of football, blood, sweat, and tears.
It is, always.
And if you've played, everybody talks about contact sport. This is a collision sport.
Yeah.
Contact is basketball.
All right, 2 wings now. 2 wings. Going to use one of them as a blocker, number 7.
Oh, they fired. Got a slant pattern.
There. Yeah.
First down. Coming up from behind. Big tackle and good pursuit over there by the Maroon Devil defense. That was big Grady Lewis who knocked him down from behind.
Yeah, and Grady was moving. When he saw, as soon as he saw, that's what you want for. I mean, he's playing down there in the trenches, but he saw that quarterback turn that ball loose. He didn't watch it. He turned his shoulders and he got gone, baby. That's why you do pursuit drills at practice.
Yep.
Get everybody rallying to that football.
Trent Jones also in on the tackle for the Maroon Devil defense. First down and 10 now for Charlotte. 3:40 to play in the second quarter. Plenty of time on the play clock. Now they're going to set that wing on the right side.
Yeah, we got a tight end in there now. We're going to pressure that tight end side. And here he comes back. We got him. Yes.
Good play defensively.
Yeah.
Good play, and the guy right up the gut, Insay Ufer.
He's at a whole. He was a good player last year. He's at a whole different level just watching him practice, and he's real intense now. He's more open with what he's doing. He just turns himself loose, and it's so much fun to watch a young man when they reach that level that they're just going to turn loose. They're going to make. They know they're going to make mistakes, but they play faster, and that's what he's doing right now. He's all during the preseason. He's just played faster.
And you know that's what great players do. They can play with that loose instinct.
Yeah. Now we got a tight end out there to the right.
Here comes the
blitz. Run that trap again. He tried to run it, and now he's going to keep it.
They run away from the
Reese
blitz,
got him.
and good tackle by Reese to get him out of bounds down near the 25-yard line. They're going to spot it at the 23. 2:37 to play before halftime.
Yeah, and we're third down right here. They're in two-down territory. I can't see them. Their kicker's pretty good, and I don't know if they'll settle for three. I watched him warm up, and he was belting some pretty good ones. But I don't know if I don't know much about their coaching staff, whether they're kind that will go kick a field goal or go for it, either one. Josh is coming out of the ball game for a minute here and take a breather. He's, like you said, he's a workhorse.
He is. James Stroman coming in, number 7, a senior.
Now we got a timeout.
Yep, got a timeout called by Charlotte with 2:37 to play, and our Maroon Devils on top 6-0 fans. We're going to break and recognize some of our great sponsors, and we'll be right back. Came out 13-7. Fans, welcome back. A couple of scores to pass along here right now. Cherokee leading Smoky Mountain 13-7. Robbinsville all over East Surrey 22-0 in that ball game, and that East Surrey team is really good. Here comes the handoff to the right side now. Charlotte stays on the ground down to the 20-yard line. It's going to bring up a 4th down and 4, though, with 2.5 minutes to go before halftime.
Yeah, they ran with a tight end in the wing to that side then and really tried to load block us in there. The front three were stunting this way. And both inside linebackers and the outside linebacker came to the line of scrimmage and made it a 4th down play. Or he had all that grass out there to run in, but he couldn't get there.
So right now 2:10 to play before halftime. 4th down. Can our Maroon Devils stop them here and get the ball back before halftime? Again, 3-man front, 3-4 look on defense. Quarterback trying to draw us offside.
He's trying to draw us off sides on the 4th down play, and it didn't work. It was they didn't have a play call. That's
just trying to draw us off.
Hard count, just doing a hard count and trying to get. We almost did, but he evidently didn't cross the line of scrimmage.
That's it. Good discipline on defense, and they had to use a timeout. And again, some other activities coming up in Swain High Athletics. Men's soccer coming up Monday at Smoky Mountain at 6 o'clock. On Wednesday, men's soccer team at Pisgah at 6 o'clock next week. Volleyball coming up Monday. We're going to be hosting Smoky Mountain Monday in volleyball. Tuesday, we're going to be at Blue Ridge. Thursday, varsity only. That'll be August 24th, hosting Rabun Gap. Now, JV football coming up next Thursday. We're going to be playing up at Avery County. And then cross country, our first match is going to be on Thursday, August 31st rocket chase over at Reynolds High School. So, hey, it's not just about football, Coach.
No, there's a lot of
Man.
got people involved. That's what's great. You got young people out here doing things,
Yeah.
cheerleading, playing in the band, playing football, running across country, playing volleyball. It's what a school's supposed to be like.
It really is. It really is, and good to see all these kids involved. All right, here we go. Charlotte now, 4th down and 4, again at the 20. Wing on the right side,
wide
Twins
side
right.
of the field. Got a single receiver he's looking
Oh,
for.
quarterback has the ball
loose.
knocked away. He picks it up, but he's going to be sacked way back at the 42-yard line. Way back.
That changed field position right there, buddy.
And the guys leading the charge were Skeet Cook, and looks like might have been Reese.
Yeah.
And boy, they were after him.
I'm telling you that we're starting to come together. Some of them are learning to play together. Now, you got to imagine these guys have never played. This group of young men had never played a football game together as a unit.
Right.
They've scrimmaged, they've practiced, but now here they are. And they're the more success we have this early in the season, the more mesh you'll see.
Oh, no doubt.
You'll start seeing them really take care. And you see Insay over there, he's going to make sure he's got the blocking scheme right. He was over here signaling to Coach West to see if he could figure out exactly how he wanted it blocked. Now he's going to make sure. That's the difference between him last year and this year. Last year he didn't know what to ask. Now he does.
First down, Maroon Devils at the 48, 1:45 to play before halftime. Reese in the shotgun. One man in motion coming to the short side of the field. Reese back to throw. Fires down the right sideline. Timing pattern. Joe is there. And he's got, he just couldn't pull it down. He had his hands on it briefly, but there was contact. Both guys going up for the football.
Yeah, if it wasn't interfered with, that was a great defensive play by that young man because he's not very tall, and he went up with Joe after that ball.
And I think the key was, Coach, the defender had his face toward the football. Mm-hmm. And that's why they didn't throw that flag. If you notice in the NFL, a lot of times, if the defender has his back to the ball, they'll throw that flag.
Oh, yeah. He just he went up with him, and those arms got tangled up, and just a good defensive play.
Yep. Two good athletes. Second down, we got trips to the left side, 1:39 to play before halftime. They're going to show blitz coming right up the middle. We pick up the blitz. Reese rolling, firing, got his man.
Get out of bounds.
And it's going to be complete down to the 45-yard line.
All right. He didn't get out of bounds. They're going to start.
That's Corey Stillwell.
Now we're going to get a timeout. Yeah. He was hoping he could get out. He was hoping he could get out of bounds with that ball. But when and he'll learn that. Corey will learn that, man. You catch that ball crossing right there, and you got somebody trailing you, just get out of bounds, get the clock stopped, take what you got, and then we'll start moving again.
And the good thing is we still have 2 timeouts left according to the clock. They have 1 timeout left. But, of course, we'd like to get some points on the board before halftime with this 6-0 lead at the 44-yard line, a minute and a half to play. And
it's good. The interesting thing right here now is what Coach Hope is going to do by getting that ball up, not necessarily upfield, but get it in the hands of somebody.
A playmaker.
Even behind the line of scrimmage that's going to bust this thing open. And I always liked the wide side of the field. I really did. Of course, you got more room, got more options. That doesn't mean if you're wanting to kill the clock and save time out, you do it into the boundary. That way the young man can get out of bounds.
Now, Graham's over there on the left side. He's a big play kind of guy.
Yeah, we got the tight end over to the wide side here.
Corey on the right side.
Split backs. Going to run the veer.
And here comes Reese.
Pitches it.
Here comes Josh.
Yeah.
He's pinned on the sideline. He gets out of bounds, though,
He gets a first down, though, too, but they'll stop the clock momentarily.
Yep.
For the first down.
So a good dive over there by Josh to get it down inside the 30-yard line.
Sure was. That was an excellent move on his part.
So first down at the 29-yard line, 1:22 to play. And let's see if they're going to start the clock or if he did actually get out of bounds.
He may went out of bounds, too. I couldn't see. I just looking at the first down marker across there, and I was hoping he'd at least get the first down and slow that clock down a little bit.
Yep, he slowed it down, 1:22 to play, and they're going to start it on the snap. Down inside the 30.
Double twins now. Going to get interesting on these right.
Reese got a man open. And he caught it for a short gain at the 24-yard line.
Yeah, they did a good job in their man coverage. They loosened it up just a little bit and played with one free safety that time.
Good job over there. And that was Zeke Glaspie, Joe's younger brother. Zeke a sophomore. Of course, Joe a senior. This time we got 4
linebacker
wide
blitz
again.
this time coming from the short side of the field.
Good blocking.
There we go.
Oh, Reese fell
man.
down.
Boy,
I think he got excited.
He did. He had a lot of ground, and he didn't realize that he was. Oh man, he did. His feet outran his eyes right there.
They did.
You don't see that much. You don't see that happen much to Reese. He looked out there, and then one guy, and all this wide side of the field left, and he was underway, baby.
He was. You could see him the minute he saw it.
Yeah.
He cut back inside, and he was going to take off, and his foot wouldn't keep up.
He was going to run straight at that young man and then make a move, and when he stuck his foot in the ground, it's not wet. He just lost his feet.
Yeah. So we're at the 24-yard line now, 3rd down and 5. We still have 50 seconds to play. We're using one timeout here, and we'll have one timeout left.
Yeah, it's not panic time yet, but you're right in here. If you can get this first down, that's the important thing. Get the first down, then you can start taking shots at the end zone.
There you go. And we still have a timeout left. And fans coming up, I know Emma's on top. I want to say Joe Holt, we hope you feel better. Joe Holt is always running the show. He's not feeling so good tonight. Emma is up on top, keeping us on the air. We appreciate her work, and I'm sure she's going to be showing you the band, and you can hear the band and see the band coming up at halftime.
She's up there sweating bullets right now because she's afraid of what me and you going to say.
Poor Emma. 3 wide to the left side, 3rd down and 5.
Here we go.
Reese back to throw. Rolls left. Has time. Throws back over the middle. It's knocked away. Incomplete.
Yeah, that was the hard throw. See, there
Yeah.
it was again. He was trying to get his shoulders turned, but the clock should have stopped, and it ran off some time there. It's an incomplete pass.
Yeah, that was – they actually got a hand on it, and I think we may put some time back on the clock.
Yeah.
See, they're looking up here now, but yeah.
Yeah, we did put it back up there because it was just – it was
43 seconds on the clock. Referee says 43.
43 on the clock, guys.
Yeah.
Got it. Reset the play clock. 43 seconds.
Sorry about that. I was just relaying the message
Hey,
from
that's it.
upstairs. Yeah.
If they can get it set is going to be the key, and they're going to have to hold on. There we go. Now we got a set.
There we go.
Ready to go now.
All right.
4th down. This is 4th down, though.
Yep,
Big play here.
Big play. Don't want to turn that ball back over to them with any seconds.
Oh, now we got an official timeout. They're gonna call timeout. They saw something. They wanted to reset the defense.
Yeah, we got 2 wide splits that time, and I think they were really concerned about the wide side of the field over there. And so they're going to do something to get an extra defender out there, maybe play zone coverage rather than man, so nobody gets scraped off of a route. And the bad thing about man coverage is that happens, and your secondary people lose sight of the football. They're so concerned about that receiver, and Reese will make you pay. If you got your back turned like he tried to do there a minute ago, and you got one linebacker standing out there that's in an underneath coverage, he doesn't have a man, and one-on-one with him, I'll take my chances. Although he failed the last time, he'll get his feet gathered better this next time.
And a lot of folks, we need to remind them, hey, this is game number 1.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's always interesting, that first ball game, man. You just
And again, as you said, Coach, and we need to echo that again, this is the first game these kids have played together.
Well, it is. I mean, and it's some of them are they've been around each other a long time. Yeah, and you got sophomores thrown into the mix.
Yeah.
So.
Reese turns. Now the ball is loose, and they get it. We made a miss handoff between the quarterback and the running back, and it's on the ground. They have it with 39 seconds left.
If you run the veer from the line of scrimmage, and I'm not defending anybody because you don't want that to happen, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
That's all I can tell you. It's going to happen. You don't want it to, but that mesh point is so fine, and it's so the running back sees one thing. The quarterback doesn't know what he's seeing. He knows what he's supposed to be doing, and they don't hook up just right. And it's that mesh point that's so critical.
Just
right
that fraction of a second.
Yeah, because he don't know whether he's getting the running back doesn't know whether he's getting the ball or not.
Right.
And if the quarterback tries to pull it and he squeezes on it too hard, the ball ends up on the ground.
Right.
If you don't, if the quarterback wants him to have it and he's not ready for it, it ends up on the ground. So that is
like Coach
real
Holt
critical.
said. We have things we need to clean up.
Oh, yeah.
and it's stuff like that.
Yeah, the first game of the season. Like
First
you
down and
said.
10 now for Charlotte at the 30.
They got trips to the wide side. He's going to look over here, and then he's going to take off.
They want a big play before
Yeah.
halftime.
Yeah.
Quarterback running,
Oh,
throwing,
he's got
sideline, overthrows him.
He had one open back here, but I think he glued his eyes on that, and our defenders came off we were in zone coverage, and I think they were seeing that the whole way, and they realized that his eyes went to this.
Yeah,
this,
number one.
Yeah, that underneath receiver, and they broke.
Yeah, London Rogers Hicks was over there right in front of their bench, and he tried to hit him, but a little too tall. 32 seconds to play now.
If it'd been man coverage, they'd have stuck with him. They're going with trips to the wide side again. Single receiver over here, and his initial look is always to this one receiver, and I don't know if he's going to do that again. And then I think he's trying to get the ball back to the wide side of the field.
Yeah. They want a big play.
Yeah, we're not blitzing this time.
Now they're going to just hand off.
Yeah.
Kind of a surprise here, but there's a good tackle again, and that's Skeet Cook.
Right there are. The linebacker play, see, they didn't drop before they knew. You'd think they're going to throw it, and that's what they were hoping. It's that old Murphy thing. Murphy come up this time of ball game, it'd be third down, and a mile, they'd run a trap. They're automatic. And our kids knew that. I mean, anybody went out there and played, they knew that that's what was going to happen.
They're predictable.
Yeah, they were. Coach Gentry was that. He told me one night about the ball. He said, "Why don't you just come over here and call our offense?" And he said,
"Are they going to let the clock run out, Coach?"
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be it for halftime, as Charlotte decides to let the clock run out and not run another play here. So at halftime, the Maroon Devils have a 6-0 lead. Fans, we're going to take a break and recognize again some of our great sponsors who help us throughout the year. And then we're going to come back, and Emma's going to show you the Maroon Devil Marching Band. They're already in the end zone over there getting ready to go. We'll take a break, and we'll be back. Stay with us on the Maroon Devils Network.
Winning ticket is 1136547. Winning ticket again, 1136547. And the take is $841. tuba player, Toby Thompson. Throughout the nationwide audition process, will be representing Swain County in the National FFA Band in Indianapolis this October. And now please, welcome the pride of Smokies, the marching Maroon Devil Band.
won't crash.
I got you, Kevin. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Boston City Academy, North Carolina Farm Bureau.
Hey, we're live.
Our room sponsors, Smith & Company Accountants, Cardinal Construction, WC Defense Incorporated, CJ's Grill, Mountain Blessing Cattle Rentals, and the Cherokee Tribal Council. White level sponsors for this year, Edward Jones, Karen Real Estate Team, James Ridgeway, Haywood Smokehouse, Swan City Vet Team, Lawrence Bluffing, and the dog.
You're live. If you're ready, you're live.
Carly Insurance,
Okay.
Chris Funeral Home, Brigham and Maddox, United Community Bank, JL Strategic Solutions.
Fans, welcome back on a beautiful Friday night. I say beautiful now, of course, the darkness is here, but we see a sliver of a moon coming up over there over Hazel Creek. And even prettier right now, besides a beautiful sky and a beautiful stadium, is that scoreboard that says Swain 6 and Charlotte Country Day 0 at halftime, Coach. And we're getting ready for the second half. And from what we saw in the first half, we saw both teams do some good things. Both teams can move the football some. We saw a couple of turnovers here and there, a couple of penalties here and there. So, but I expect to see maybe just a little more detail, attention paid to detail in the second half.
Well, we've learned something about each other. That's
Right,
what they did.
right.
They spent the whole first half learning stuff. I'll almost promise you'll see a different look out of our opponents defensively when it comes time for us to jump in that quarterback going underneath center, split back veer look. They've made some adjustments in there about that. Now they spent the whole halftime talking about it. On the same token, we've done the same thing.
Right, right.
And so that's what your halftime is for. You've already got your game plan. Now it's just you got to adjust to what you're seeing.
Talking about some things coming up, we want to remind you Saturday, October 7th, the Swain County Athletic Hall of Fame will hold our annual Legends Classic Golf Tournament at Smoky Mountain Country Club. Cost for a four-man team is $320 or $400 for a four-man team and corporate sponsorship. Other advertising opportunities are available, including a ball drop. This is going to be fun, with the closest ball to the hole winning $500. All our board members are going to be selling golf balls for only $5, or you can see Sonia Blankenship at the pass gate for more information. And a good thing we're doing this year, Coach, because we've had to buy a lot of rings, and it's a good thing for our cross-country and track folks. All proceeds from this year's Legends Golf Classic will be donated to the Swain High Ring Fund to help purchase state championship rings. So.
Yeah, nobody ever wants me on their team. Yeah, I have not understood. Nobody ever invites me to play golf with them. Now they do it. They did it a couple times just because they felt sorry for me. So I have to kind of just go up there and hang out and hope somebody don't show up. I go up there. I'm not even a good golfer. I'm kind of a terrible golfer. So, but
that's a tough course.
Well, yeah, well they at least ought to let me get on the team, but no,
Yeah.
no.
Well, hey, bring your clubs. You know, somebody may not show up.
Well, that's the next thing. That's club deal. The clubs I've got is some of them Walmart ones, and about half of them are broken. So I just grab whichever club I can get to. I mean, I know a putter from a driver, but that don't mean I'm going to necessarily. Most of the balls I hit, we don't know where they're going. Nobody does. You can ask the coaching staff. I knocked them all out of golf carts at one time or another.
Now I know I played in the tournament last year. Coach Holt's a pretty good golfer. I'll give him credit. He knows how to hit a good ball. Here we go as Charlotte Country Day is going to kick this one into the end zone. So we're going to get it 1st and 10.
Let's see. Let's see where he marked it out at. I don't know whether it went in. When it went out on this side of the pylon, there's a penalty flag. Okay, so that is the flag, and we'll bring it back out here. We'll get a few more yards out of this one.
Wow, it did. It went out of bounds. Didn't go in the end zone.
That's right.
So we'll get it. We should get that at the, what about the 35-yard line? We'll see if that's the case. But our Maroon Devils, again, a good, solid first half. We had one tough situation. Had a one touchdown basically call back from a penalty, but we made it good and scored anyway.
Yeah. We just we got to make up. We got to watch this 1 point deficit from this extra point. Because we score again, we'll basically have to go to 2 to put it in a situation where they have to.
Exactly. And we talked this week with Coach Holt about special teams, and I tell you, and you see it so many, as any football fan does, so many games are decided by what happens with the special teams.
Oh, that's something that if you neglect it, you will pay dearly for it. I'm talking about everything from kickoffs, kickoff returns, punts, punt returns, extra points, field goals, all the block schemes you put in to try to keep people from to block punts and block extra points and field goals. It's just not if you neglect it, I don't care how good you are on offense, defense, that's going to rise up and bite you at some point in time.
Well, you said
somebody will take advantage of it. You'll battle all night long, ball game will be just tied up or whatever. They block a punt on you, and then it's trouble. Here we go. We're running out of eye backs now. That's our little jump. 2 tight ends, too.
How
Two
about
tight
that?
ends, eye backs, toss sweep to Joe.
Here comes
That's
Joe.
That's student body running right there.
That's old school football,
It
and it
is.
got a couple of yards. What's surprising me, though, we actually had to start at about the 20-yard line, Coach, even after they kicked it out of bounds. But from what I can understand, there was a penalty flag that was thrown here at halftime.
Yeah, that may have been the deal. I'm not real sure what was going on about that whole situation. So,
but we didn't have great field position at the 20. But boy, you're so right. And I'll give you a key example. Last year when we played Smoky Mountain right here on this field, special teams, they ran a touchdown back on a kickoff.
That's right.
Beat us 21-20.
That's right. And it'll make you pay dearly. It really does. And coaches, they say they work on it. And sometimes back in the eye back's going to run a toss sweep out here to the wide side of the field. Yeah, good zone
There's Josh.
cutback.
He's in the secondary.
Good
It's a
zone
foot race.
cutback. Yes, sir.
Josh is
He's going to win this one. Yeah,
He's going to go
block. Nobody block.
all the way to the house. Touchdown, Maroon Devils. How about that? We talked about their speed, but they couldn't catch Josh.
They could not. That number 5 was over on the other side of the field. He didn't get to get in that foot race with Josh there. So that was a true toss sweep. Josh saw what he needed to see to get up in there. He didn't need to try to get to the boundary. They were flying to the boundary. He just stuck that foot in the ground, cut it north and south, and away he went.
Mac Summerfield, number 21, tried to chase him down for Charlotte. He couldn't catch him. But Josh has now scored all 12 of the Maroon Devil points. And coming on now is going to be Brendan Lanning for the PAT. Reach to hold, snap a little high. They get it down. This one looks good.
It's good.
Yeah.
Very good.
So the Maroon Devils get on the board quickly here in the first 1 minute and 3 seconds of the third quarter. Josh Collins taking it to the house. We'll take a break and we'll be right back on the Maroon Devils Network. Scores at halftime. Right now in the third quarter, actually, Murphy leads Franklin 41-9. 41-9 in the third quarter. Here comes the kickoff. Charlotte bringing it back from the 9-yard line. Out across the 20, 25, 30. Right up the middle. Another great return as bringing it back is Kyle Bynes, number 5. You were talking about him.
Yeah.
He's been a good return man for them all night.
He's a player now. He's a good defender. And I guarantee he likes doing that return stuff.
A couple of other scores right now. Smoky Mountain leads Cherokee 14-13 at the half. Hayesville is up 14-0 at halftime. Robbinsville with a comfortable lead over East Surrey 22-6 in that ball game. But this Murphy Franklin score, very interesting. Murphy is just mauling Franklin right now.
Yeah. You don't see that much.
No, you really don't. I know Franklin's got a lot of new faces, but They'll have to
Okay.
grow up quick. First down
yeah.
and 10, Charlotte.
Got a tight end and a wing, running a fold block over there, over the top. That's how you play it. If you noticed, nobody turned their shoulders. Nobody tried to get over the top of those blocks. They stayed square to the line of scrimmage, and that young man ran out of places to go.
Yep.
And, of course, that's right in Josh's wheelhouse out there, playing that outside linebacker position. And he just, when you don't beat yourself with the block, they're going to have a hard time getting you blocked.
Crandall Wilkins, a sophomore on the carry for Charlotte. And this Buccaneer team has a lot of sophomores on this squad. They're basically a sophomore dominated team right now, pretty young.
Yeah, they are, and they run a very tricky offense. Now we're seeing a different set.
Oh, boy.
With the tight trips, going to run the sweep. There goes Josh again, doing exactly what he's supposed to do.
This one's going to come back. I think we're going to have a holding call on the offense.
Yeah, there's so many bodies flying around in there. Somebody had to grab somebody, didn't they?
Yeah, they had almost a trip wing set.
It was, and Coach Hope had kind of schooled them this week on that. That's a power. That's their power side. They're going to run 9 times out of 10. They're coming to it. And so our people saw that and started running, trying to make adjustments.
And it is a holding call against the Charlotte offense. They're going to move it back inside the 35-yard line now, which will bring up a second down and a long way, probably about 17 or 18 yards here for Charlotte. And our Maroon Devils now in good shape with a long situation coming up for Charlotte Country Day.
Now we're going to give them a line of scrimmage look this time. This is basically going to end up in a 50 defense after this ball snap. If you watch Josh over there, they
back
got him
to
drop
throw.
back.
Oh, setting up the screen.
Oh boy,
and
they set it up well, but that's
open
that's
field
how you
tackle.
make an open field tackle.
That's Joe Glaspie, and he came through
Joe.
and just nailed him.
Yeah.
Good solo tackle.
That's it, man. He got to him. He weeded his way through those lead blockers. That's a good play call on their part. That was not bad at all. But Joe sniffed that out.
He did. He saw that coming and weaved his way through there, and he's athletic enough to make good things happen.
Yeah, we're going to probably see that wing set over there again with the twins out there and a split on this side.
Again, want to give a shout out to Joe Holt. Hope he's going to be feeling better. And Emma's feeling pretty good up there, running things up on top of the press box. And here we go, 3 wide to the right side for Charlotte. Quarterback,
got a
straight drop.
route. Yep.
Oh, he's going to have to step up, has pressure, big pressure, and he's going to be, he tried to get it away, and it looks like it's going to be incomplete.
Yeah, Brandon Frost was after him right there. He was digging almost step for step with him right there, and he just about tackled him for a loss. But the young man got rid of the ball. That brings up 4th down. And
4th and long.
Yeah, they're going to have to punt this one away. They can't go for this one.
Yeah, Joe and Joe Glaspie, Josh Collins back deep. And on to punt, big number 74, Logan Crane for Charlotte Country Day. So now 8:43 to play, third quarter. Maroon Devils with a 13-0 lead here. Oh, high snap, but he pulls it down, gets off a pretty decent punt.
Yeah,
and it's going to take a Charlotte bounce.
Yeah. You don't want to see it hit. You don't want to. You try to get to those, but there's some of those low line drives you just can't get to them. And when that ball hits the ground, you don't know which way it's going to go.
Yeah.
So the best thing, Josh and Joe both back are telling everybody to get away from it.
Yep.
Just get away
Don't
so
touch
it don't let it bounce up and hit you because it's a live ball then.
And then they're going to be all over it.
Right.
So now we're going to take it at the 33-yard line, first down and 10. Don't forget, fans, next week we're going to be on the road at Smoky Mountain High School. We hope you'll make that easy trip up to Silva to take on the Mustangs. As you know, their quarterback transferred over to Tuscola. We're going to be taking on Tuscola in a couple of weeks, so we're going to see him one way or the other. So.
Oh, yeah, he's still on our radar. Let's put it that way.
Yes, indeed. He's over at Tuscola with their new head coach, John Crompton. So, going to be an interesting season. First down and 10. Here we go. Reese may be checking off at the line of scrimmage with the eye.
He's running out of the eye backs, and it has to do with trap play right here. And Coach Hope.
Yeah, he saw something.
Well, he was looking at the play clock, too. We weren't going to get that play off without
yeah, Coach Holt not happy right now with that.
Yeah, he wants it to hurry up. And when you give a quarterback the option to do that, you got to include in there schooling him on, if you got those clocks running, schooling him on looking at that and knowing when you got to hustle it up, or maybe just eat what you got right there. And our rule always was, I never expected our quarterback to call up to audible to a scoring play. Just get us out of a bad one. And I think that's where Coach Holt's trying to go with. You see it's going to be bad. You see that they're not going to let us do what we've got called right here. Just give them a couple of options to go with to begin with, and have some trade-off calls. Either switch sides with the play or change the play entirely, but not take it too complicated. Just get out of a bad one.
Yeah, and you can't take a delay a game.
No, and that's it. And you got to see it quick, and you can't take a long time in the huddle to do that. And, it takes some discipline.
All right, we used a timeout. 8:37 to play, third quarter. Maroon Devils with the ball and a 13-0 lead.
High backs, isolation.
Here we go. Joe Glaspie almost fell, got his foot back, and almost got a first down out to the 43-yard line before tackled by Max Somerville.
And some of the old school players, you know what I talk about when I say isolation. If you're ever a running back for us or a linebacker, everybody gets blocked at the line of scrimmage. They leave except the linebacker at the level 2 on that side, and they block the other linebacker with an offensive lineman. They leave you free so they can take that fullback and run right in your face, and your job is to go blow it up. They're not coming downhill right now. This I-backs is messing with them a little bit right here.
Second down and 1.
There's the isolation
to Joe Glaspie, but boy, he was hit in the backfield. I'm not sure he got the first down.
Yeah,
There's
got a
flag down anyway.
Yeah, and that may be I don't know if it's a face mask. It looked like he grabbed him around the face.
And that might give us an automatic first down. We're still a foot or two short at the 43-yard line. It is face mask.
I saw an arm wrap around his face mask right there, but
that's first down.
Yeah, there again, that's isolation going to the other side. And Joe with the ball in his hands. This is all new to our offense right here, see? And so it's going to take us a while to get used to it.
At the 47-yard line, Maroon Devils, it's not a one of the 15-yard varieties of a face mask.
Right.
5-yard penalty, first down at the 47.
2 tight ends, split backs. Looks like we may be running a dive over here. We did.
Yep, we do.
There we go, Joe.
Boy, Joe runs it hard. There's a good 6-yard gain at the 48-yard line of Charlotte.
Yeah, now one thing that Joe's got he'll learn too is once he gets to that linebacker level, don't ever try to run back inside. Stick your foot in the ground and get out. I mean, you can go 90 degrees and you're going to get out of that mess, and then you turn the jets on, go north and south again. But Joe, he's just learning it, and buddyhood, he's hitting it hard. That's why you want him going up in there.
He hit that hole hard.
Yeah, but you got to learn that little Y step, our backs used to call it, where you kick that foot out and you get another gear.
And good blocking over there.
We're going to run it again. Yeah.
Yep, same play.
There it is. There you go.
That's the first down.
Just that one step to the outside right there, and he'll get to where he'll make that even bigger as time goes.
And I tell you, our guys over there on the right side of the line, Drew Skaggs at right tackle, Nolan Fisher at right guard. They're paving the way.
Yeah, and if you think about what Coach Holtz and all of them are trying to do about this offense, Joe's such a weapon. If you put him out there at wide receiver, he's a weapon.
Oh, yeah.
But you put him back there in the backfield, he touches the ball probably 10 times, in a half or more. He doesn't necessarily get it that much as a receiver.
Right.
He's just not going to let you do that, throw it out there to him that many times.
Yeah, it's just not part of our offense.
And he's so scary when he's got the ball. We're going to run it again.
Double tight ends.
We're going to run it again. Nope, running the trap this time.
Little delay. Josh Collins in the secondary, and he spins, and he picks up 8 yards.
Yeah, they faked that toss sweep to Joe and got those linebackers' attention because they had their eyes on him, and that's a counter trap.
And it froze him.
Yeah, you fake the toss sweep, and that back takes one step away. You're going to get the ball to him, and then he comes back to the quarterback, and he gives it to him underneath. Now, that's a whole different set of footwork for backs and our quarterback that they're having to learn.
So that's a 9-yard pickup, second down and 1 at the 29-yard line of Charlotte. 6 minutes to play, third quarter. Maroon Devils up 13-0. Double tight ends again.
I love it. Still 2 tight ends.
Here comes a blitz.
Going to blitz, run the trap with Joe.
Oh, Joe got the first down and then some. All the way down to the 20-yard line.
You see that number 50 right there? He's the one what got trapped, and that's why he was slow getting up. That hurts because you can't see him coming. The trap play, that offensive lineman, they turned you loose, and you don't know what. Nobody's blocking you, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you get hit right in the ear hole.
So right now at the 19-yard line, first down and 10, 5.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Maroon Devils just marching down the field, and this is what Coach Holt wanted to see.
Yes.
Ball control
Ball
offense.
control, yes. It reminds you of the old Rosman days where they run that wishbone to control the ball. We're not trying to toss sweep right there. And
Well, this time they covered it well.
Yeah. Now, off of this, you're probably in a minute, you're going to see Reese come out the backside with that football, and he's going to make something happen.
Got a player hurt for Charlotte. Got a cramp. Our first cramp tonight. That's Max Somerville, number 21. And coaches, you know, when it's hot, the early season, cramps are everywhere.
Do you think they're cramping now when they get on that bus and start traveling back? Oh, Lord, we used to have there was more kids screaming on that bus from cramps after at least the first 3 games of the season. Because, you know, they pushed themselves harder during game time than they will at practice. So they're out there, and then all of a sudden they've not gone to that level yet, and, man, it hurts.
And we're only in the third quarter with 5:05 to play.
Right.
I'll never forget. I think it's the worst game I've ever seen for cramps. We were playing on the road over there at East Henderson early in the season.
Yes.
And it was muggy hot, and that field was kind of wet. It was just humidity coming up out of the ground. And we had more cramps in that game than I've ever seen.
Yeah, I used to, when Coach Bob Colvin was at Robbinsville, he would talk, you know, we'd get in conversations like that, and Coach Colvin said, you know, they're going to cramp. And sure enough, every year he's coaching over, we would end up playing them early in the season, and I'm telling you, he'd have 10 players cramp during the ball game. But now they were playing hard. I mean, you know, we'd win some, they'd win some. But now that was the crampingest football team. And I said, "Are you not even letting them guys get any water?" He said, "I don't know what's wrong with our kids." He said, they cramp way more than anybody else's does.
And it's just early season football is going to happen.
Yeah, and it's still hot out there on that grass too.
Oh, yeah.
Don't think that's a cool place right now.
And those cramps hurt.
Oh yeah, yeah. They hurt us old people too.
Yeah, they do. Yes, they do. 5:05 to play, third quarter. Right. And the Maroon Devils with the football, split backs again.
Yep.
We're looking at second down and 11 at the 20-yard line of Charlotte.
Still 2 tight ends. Maybe running the sweep this time. Nope, there's what pass play we were looking for.
Oh, got him over on the left side.
Yeah. See, the guy, you force them into man coverage right there, so the free safety can stay free and be that run support. He's been making all these run support plays by just watching which way we're going with the football. So you catch them in man coverage like that and get them to bail out, and you just throw it out there and let your athletes pick up your yards.
Keontae Graham with the catch over there. He's going to bring it first down and goal from the 9-yard line. Just under 5 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Maroon Devils can make this a 3-score lead over Charlotte if we punch it in here from the 9-yard line.
Yeah, we got to hurry up. We're taking too much time in the huddle and trying to get things explained. Going to run something out of eye backs. I don't know if everybody's clear on what's happening.
They better hurry because we got 5 and counting on the play clock. And we get the snap away.
Nope, there it is. Here's one out the backside.
Oh, wide open.
Yeah.
Wide open. There's Brandon Frost in the end zone. Touchdown. Maroon Devils saw him all the way.
Yeah, I knew it was coming sooner or later because they're taking everybody to that look when they see our backs take off. I mean, they're running. And sooner or later, that's how you burn them right there. You let your quarterback, if he hadn't been able to throw that ball, he'd probably run for a touchdown.
You're right.
Because
there's plenty of room.
Plenty of room. But he laid it right out there where it had to be caught.
And a good catch and good throw from Reese over to Brandon Frost. That's the first passing touchdown of the year for the Maroon Devil offense. So now we're going to kick the point after. Again, Brendan Lanning. Reese is going to be holding. And Brendan boots it up there, and that's a good job. Again, Brendan doing a good job kicking tonight.
Yeah, just that first one, I think the snap was a little tumbling or something when Reese tried to put the ball down. So that's but now he's back in the groove. He's kicked his first extra points now. And
that's it.
That's a confidence builder for a kicker.
And he's doing a good job on the kickoff.
Oh, yeah. And he'll get more and more leg into it as he goes. Right now, he's still learning the process of how much he can put into that ball.
So now 4:46 to play, third quarter. Maroon Devils up 20-0. And
we got to hold our breath again because number 5's back there again, and we know what he's capable of.
Yeah,
Kyle Bynes is his name, and boy, he's
only a sophomore.
Scary. Yeah, he's scary when he touches it.
And our Maroon Devils are going to have to hustle up out here. The officials ready.
Well, I think what they're going to do now is they're going to try to find him and maybe kick the ball away from him because he's too scary. That's what I would do. I just shank that thing over there on that side. Let some of them other folks over take a run with this thing and keep it out of his hands. And I believe that's what Coach Holt, he's either determined to kick it to him straight away or kick it away from him. At my point in time in ball games like this, I always opted to kick away from him if I had a kicker that was capable.
You got to do that because it burned us last year.
That's right.
We kicked it right through Damari Williams of Smoky Mountain, and he burned us. They fumbled it at the 15, but he picks it right back up and runs all the way around the right side. Out across the 30-yard line again. It's going to be Kyle Bynes.
Well, that shows you how much I know. We kicked it to him anyway. But anyway, that's up to Coach Holt. He's the man out there. I ain't, man. That kind of pressure's tough, but you can see right there how scary he is. I mean, he's basically been one step away about every time breaking that thing and going with it.
But we saw that happen, and again, I keep going back to that Smoky Mountain game.
Yeah.
We kicked it to the wrong guy.
It's a nightmare when that happens, man. And you can't take it back. It's not like you can play it over, you know.
And again, when you lose a tough one like that, 21-20 on a last late game kickoff return for a touchdown, it just hurts.
Yeah.
Here we go. Charlotte with the football, 20-0. Maroon Devils on the lead with 4:41 to play, third quarter.
Bringing that wing over to the trip side now, just trying to decoy us.
Here comes the blitz.
Going to throw it a quick one out here, and there's old Joe.
Yep, Joe coming up. Good solo tackle.
I'm telling you that his technique has improved so much. You notice he didn't reach with his arms first thing. He put his body on. He put his pads on him, shot his arms up there, and that kid's going nowhere. Once he get that point, you got to eat the yards that he caught it in. I mean, that's you got to give him that. You just don't want him to get any more after he catches.
Don't want to miss that tackle.
No.
Cole Weichel, good pressure on the blitz.
Yeah, they're trading the outside linebackers in and out between Weichel and Frost, and. If you want to know what we're doing defensively, keep your eyes on those three interior linemen. Watch which way their helmets go, and then watch the linebackers come over the top of them.
Yep, 3-4 set.
You'll know exactly what we're doing. There goes the head. Now we got a loop on. There we go. Right out into the middle of it.
Stuck it right up into the play for a loss.
If you noticed, as that tackle came back inside, the linebacker went immediately and replaced him. That's all it is. He's becoming that extra player from level 2. I love it. I'm so glad that somebody's playing this front again, and Coach Hope having the nerve. We talked about it a long time, and we'd sit up there and draw on the boards and all that other stuff. But when Coach Napier came in, he said, that's what I want.
You can see it right there. Coach Napier's on the sideline calling the set into Lucas Sutton.
Yep.
Lucas, 66, calls the defense.
Yep. Now you can watch their helmets again. Watch the linebacker flow once those helmets move.
This time, quarterback back to throw for Charlotte. Throws, got a man open on the sideline, and he just couldn't hang on, and almost complete to number 1, London Rogers Hicks over there on the sideline.
I believe it was. I believe they're calling it complete.
Are they going to call it complete?
Yeah, they are.
They are.
They're spotting the ball.
That's a big first down at the Maroon Devil 47-yard line. Boy, he was right on the sideline.
Yeah, I don't know how the official saw that he was out, because it looked like to me he was out.
Yeah, because he actually ran into the fence over there. But they're going to give it to him. First down and 10 now at the 47. 3:04 to play in the third quarter. One of their better offensive plays of the night, really, on that pass play.
Yeah, we got to just keep our composure right here, not let them frustrate us anyway.
Now we got a four-man front.
Yeah, tight end and wing. Yeah, we walked him up.
Got the blitz, and we jumped offside.
Now, let's see who this – it's offside. They're going to call us for offside before the tackle moved. And they're probably right because that if you cross that line of scrimmage and an offensive lineman pops up, they don't – it doesn't.
Yep, they're going to call it on the defense.
Yeah. And,
even though the offense did move after we crossed the line.
Yeah, and there again, Coach Napier and Coach Holt's going to have something to say to Josh about that. Look, you don't want to come that early. You know, you don't want to be there that close timing-wise. You're not going to see what's going on. Wait till the ball snap. Be close, but wait till the ball snap, then come. They don't plan to block you.
Yeah.
If you come that early, somebody will pick you up.
Oh, yeah. Here it comes again.
Here comes that fold trap.
This time they run the other way, and boy, what a hit.
Yeah.
Boy, Joe Glaspie just popped him hard.
Yeah, that's those linebackers getting into that and the secondary playing up into those alleys. Joe's doing so much. It's unbelievable how much more he's seeing of the field than he has in the past. And it's just, you can see it. He's bubbling with it at practice even. he's learning still, but he's getting it, man.
When you have a corner that can do that and play physical.
Can close in there and make a tackle. He's not just out here doing one job. He's doing many jobs out there.
Yeah, right now he's not got man coverage over here.
He's either bluffing man, him in the other corner, from the way the safeties are. Let's see.
Oh,
yeah.
Got his man.
Oh, man.
And again, a good open field tackle over here this time by Reese Winchester on number 1, London Rogers Hicks.
Yeah, we were man coverage right then, and Joe had his back turned, or he would have picked that. That's the same one they threw earlier. Joe picked down here. Same route combination anyway.
Under 2 minutes to play, third quarter now, 1:53 as we force them out of bounds to stop the clock, and it's a first down for Charlotte Country Day at our Maroon Devil 33-yard line. And they're putting together one of their best drives, just very slow but very methodical, and it's working.
Yeah, and the clock's their enemy right now.
Yes, it is.
They've got to score soon and then be able to back it up again real fast to get back in this thing.
They got to have 3 scores.
Now you're going to have a linebacker coming from the inside. He's in foot chase.
Skeet was after him.
Yeah, put just enough pressure on him to make him. That's probably going to be a holding call from back there. Yeah,
you're right.
It is. And
when good pressure by Skeet Cook.
Yeah, when we stunned it up front right there, their pass blocking scheme blew up on them. So somebody reached and grabbed somebody because the linebacker came free. And see, he timed it perfect. If you'll notice, he waited till that ball was snapped. He cheated. He cheated his alignment, but he left after that ball was snapped, or as it was snapped, and that they didn't plan on blocking it. They if you walk up there, they can change their scheme and. Without even raising their head up. They know you're there.
And that holding call is going to move the ball back to the 43-yard line now. First down and 20 coming up for Charlotte Country Day. 1:18 to play, third quarter. Maroon Devils, 2 deep safeties. Way back off the line of scrimmage, if you will. 3 wide now for Charlotte. We start to show blitz, and we back off.
We bail out of it. Underneath.
And, oh, boy.
There you go.
That quarterback and receiver not on the same page. The receiver broke in. The pass went outside.
And the coverage was great.
Because
he was going to get airborne and break that thing up by going up over that young man's head. That was a good break on the coming from outside out there by Graham. He saw that happening.
Good coverage over there by Keontae and Josh Collins over there on that side. Clock now at 59 seconds after the incomplete pass. This time they're going to have an empty backfield. 5 wide receivers on second down and 20. Maroon Devils rushing 3 up front. 3-4 look on defense. Nobody blitzing.
Screen again.
And screen again. This time they bounced out away from the tackle and got down to the 34-yard line. They got 10 yards back. It's going to bring up a third and 10.
Good play call on their part right there. Our linebackers were dropping probably maybe just a little bit too soon because we're a little bit scared of those underneath routes. But and those 3 defensive linemen, we only rushed 3. But that's the that's the scheme of the thing right there. A screen pass is you turn those 3 loose and get the ball over their head, and you got your linebackers hung out now.
Now third down 11 for Charlotte. Could be the final play of the third quarter now. Again, empty backfield. 3 wide to the right side of the field. Quarterback looking to the left side. Got his man. Quick hitter at the 28-yard line. Way short of the first down. It's going to bring up fourth down now for Charlotte in 4-down territory. And that's going to be the final play of this third quarter. Fans, we go to the fourth quarter. Charlotte with the football, but the Maroon Devils with the lead, 20-0. We'll be back after we take this time out on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back as we get ready to go to the fourth quarter. A couple of scores around the area right now. Robbinsville all over East Surrey, 34-6 at the end of the third quarter. Last score again, no change. Murphy 41, Franklin 9 in the third quarter. And Smoky Mountain leading Cherokee 14-13, the last score we had at the end of the half. And the score that matters, Maroon Devils 20, Charlotte Country Day 0, entering the fourth quarter. So a lot of good football going on around the mountains here tonight. And a couple of surprising scores, to be honest. Back to throw. The quarterback is going to step up and run, and he's going to be stopped at the 24-yard line. Good open field tackle there by the Maroon Devils. Down there on the stop is Lucas Sutton.
Great open field tackle. All he did was settle his feet, didn't take a shot at him. That's what that quarterback wants you to do, is take a run at him. No, you got to give him a little bit. Here it brings up fourth down.
Yep. Fourth down and 5. And let's see, we're going to spot the football at the 24. No, it's going to be, no, it's not.
No, that was
first down.
Yeah, it was. Well, it was.
That was fourth down. That's our ball.
Down. I just now realized
that. It's our ball.
I got carried away at the third down mark and forgot at the quarter change what down it was. That's on me, man.
That's our football. They had a fourth down. We stopped them. Hey, that's Devil defense.
That's why I don't coach anymore right there, buddy. If I don't know what down it is, we're in trouble.
Here we go. First down. Maroon Devils with the football and a 20-0 lead here early in the fourth quarter. Four-man front for the Buccaneers as we hand off to Joe Glaspie. And Joe out across the 30-yard line with a pickup of about 7 or 8 yards.
Now, that's the counterback using Joe. We faked the toss sweep going that way. Joe takes one step to his right like he's going to run out there and block, sticks his foot in the ground. We come back, we're trapping it on the backside.
And we've got some good guys doing a good job up front. Our offensive line, Trent Jones at center, Drew Skaggs, a sophomore at right tackle, Trent also a sophomore at center. Then we got Insay Ufert, our left tackle over there, a junior, Nolan Fisher, the big right guard, he is a senior, and the left guard, Andreas Cisneros, our junior at left guard.
2 tight ends again. Now we do run the sweep.
Josh Collins on the carry, and he turns his way into a first down at the 35-yard line.
What happens when you show 2 tight ends and only 1 split man, 2 in the backfield and quarterback underneath? You'll notice their secondary comes downhill. They are walking towards the line of scrimmage even before the ball snapped because they're pretty sure we're not going to throw it out of it. So that's why you better just hold on. We're not done with them yet because that's when Coach Holt will turn Reese loose to do what he did earlier, come out that backside and turn it loose because they're playing too shallow.
James Arch, a new wide receiver in. He's going to split wide to the left side. Everybody else in tight, and the double tight end set. Split backs behind Reese.
Yeah, look at the safety depth right now.
Oh, boy, they're up tight.
They're almost 5 yards from the football.
Now we got a timeout called by the Maroon Devils.
Yeah, when that run support, they're getting them up there for run support, but that's when you start sneaking backs out to backside. I mean, that's how we wanted so many ball games. Getting that secondary closer, biting on the run, then you run a back out the backside that they don't see, and you win a state championship game like we did down there in 2004. That's exactly what we did.
Well, Coach Holt not happy with something, though, and used that timeout as he's talking to his offense. And
yeah, I think it's about how much time they're – I mean, he wants to eat the clock up now, of course, but he doesn't want any more penalties, any more delayed game, and it may be just been it may be an indecision on exactly what he wanted to do right there, too.
So now we're looking at 10:15 to play. Our Maroon Devils have the football. Good thing is we have a 20-0 lead, a new set of downs, first down and 10 at the 35-yard line. And right now the clock is on our side.
Yep. All right. Going to run out of I-backs, 2 tight ends again.
Arch wide left.
First down, so I don't think anything's going to change. Here we go.
Nope. Man coverage over here. And just a toss sweep again. Here comes Joe.
Now he gets the edge.
Oh,
now
man.
He's got that block.
Down the sideline, nobody's going to catch him. He's going to score. Touchdown, Maroon Devils, and that's from 65 yards away.
I'd give anything if we had replay right now because I'm telling you something. Josh Collins made that happen too. Joe saw it. Joe realized I'm not cutting this thing back up in there. I'm going to outrun them to the boundary. That number, there's safety back there. The young man who's been making all the tackles,
Yeah.
Josh's eye, number 5, Josh's
Number 5.
eyes never left him. He saw him the whole way, put one block on him, and Joe blew right by him.
And I'll tell you another guy who came back and made a good block, and that was the wide receiver, James Arch. He came back inside and forced some of those guys with a good block.
Yeah, it's you can't call it a crack block anymore, but it's basically what it is.
Yeah.
But you just can't blindside them and knock them out of their shoes like our kids used to try to do. So they just they took that out of the game.
Brendan Lanning on for the PAT, and he's hit 3 in a row, and our Maroon Devils have a 27-0 lead with only 10:05 left to play in this game.
There we go.
And we've got a timeout on the field. We better take a timeout and recognize our great sponsors. We'll be back on the Maroon Devils Network. Oh, boy. Fans, welcome back. I'm Maroon Devils right now in the driver's seat with 10:05 to play. 27-0 lead over Charlotte Country Day here on the opening night of the 2023 football season. Couple of scores we'll have for you here in just a minute as Brendan Lanning will kick it off for the Maroon Devils as he kicks it down the right sideline. Oh, the guy drops it back out to the 20-yard line again, though. That's going to be Kyle Bynes. And this time we got to him.
Yeah. A great, unbelievably great tackle by Cameron George out here. He leveled his body out, and he took his feet right out from under him.
And I tell you right now, Kyle Bynes is a little woozy.
Yeah, he slammed the ground pretty hard.
Yeah, they're gonna have to take him out maybe for a play. He's not sure which state he's in right now.
Yeah, he kind of tumbled after he got tackled right there when I think he actually tried to get up and just staggered back to the ground.
Yeah, he got hit pretty hard. A couple of scores right now. Robbinsville, Oliver East Surrey, 40-6, 7.5 minutes to play. Murphy, Oliver Franklin, 41-7 in the fourth quarter. So Robbinsville and Murphy are winning big along with our Maroon Devils. And those are teams we're going to be seeing down the line. We'll see our next home game will be right here with Franklin in 2 weeks from tonight. They pass it out of the backfield, pass over there to Nolan Rutherford. But good coverage by Joe Glassby.
I'm telling you, I'm loving this. Joe, you can see him at practice. He's just got a whole different tempo. He's not shy about this game anymore. I always got the feeling last year he was a little bit shy about it. But he's not anymore, man. He's doing exactly what he's coached. He's tackling exactly the way he's been coached. He's running the football exactly the way he's been coached.
A penalty flag down on the play as the Charlotte quarterback is going to try to run, but I think it's going to come back.
I don't know if it was us offsides. They're supposed to blow it dead right there. It looked Insay got a real jump off the ball, so I'm anxious to see what he's going to make this call. Because that's supposed to be blown dead if we cross that neutral zone. But there again, officials, I don't understand them anymore. Yeah, he's waving it off.
They're going to wave off the flag.
Yeah, they about have to if that's what he wanted to call, because he's supposed to blow that whistle the minute that violation occurs and stop play.
Yeah. Another score, Andrews Oliver Rosman, 28-0. Rosman with a new head coach who played over at Murphy High School. And Rosman still looking for their first win in 3 years as a varsity football team. 3rd down and 1 now for Charlotte. And the quarterback has time, rolls right, has a little bit of room, but he's going to be, I think, short of the first down.
I think he is.
Thanks to Lucas Sutton.
I was looking across the field and looking back at him as quick as I could. Yeah, that quarterback felt for sure he could get over the top. Insay's putting all kinds of pressure. If you want to watch somebody play the game right now, watch 59 over here now. And he plays nowhere but on this side of the football. Yep. And I make fun of him because of his face mask. He got one of them old school face masks on. You don't see much anymore. He loves that thing. And so, you see, he's hugging that line of scrimmage. Now he's going to run that stun inside.
They gave him a first down. Quarterback back to throw. Penalty flag down. And they throw it down the field, overthrowing a guy who was open. But again, I think we're going to see probably a holding call on the backfield.
Yeah, and Insay's thing is that his motor's running way higher. Of course, he's smarter about the game.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah.
You can play that way when you understand the game better.
That's right. And he's coming off the field now to get a breather because now the last 3 or 4 plays, he's just been a blur to them. They can't get him blocked every time, and he's doing all those things that a veteran high school football player does. He's making it work for him.
Trent Jones is coming in for the Maroon Devil defense. 8:28 to play. And the holding call against the Charlotte offense moves the ball back now to the 27-yard line. That's going to bring up first down at 20. And again, our Maroon Devils really, really solid here in the second half.
Yeah, we've got some substitutions there like you were going over.
Yep.
We've got some new linebackers in different places. We've got some new defensive linemen. They're
Graham
all running their feet, playing hard.
James Stroman in.
Yeah.
There's a good tackle again by who else? Joe Glaspie.
I'm telling you guys, he sees this game with way different vision than what he has in the past.
Well, and as you know, Coach, when you can see that, it actually slows down.
It does. For him, it has. You can tell at practice because he doesn't get overly excited about anything. He doesn't get upset. If he does, he doesn't show it. And he just, even if he makes a mistake, it's like, okay, let me learn from this,
Second down and 11 now for Charlotte Country Day. Back to throw again, the quarterback, Khalil Wright.
Yep, there it was.
And overthrows his man.
I don't know. If I was that coach, I'd reconsider throwing that ball anywhere close to Josiah right now. That's dangerous.
Well,
right
he's already
now.
picked one off.
Yeah, and he's right on top of his eyes. Never left that quarterback. He felt that receiver make that cut. He stuck his foot in the ground and made the cut with him and was running right with him.
Third down now, 11 to go for Charlotte Country Day. 7:50 to play. A lot of our fans are heading for the exits as our Maroon Devils are right now very much in control with a 27-0 lead on a really beautiful Friday night. Again, Wright, the quarterback, in the gun, fakes the handoff. Here comes pressure.
Now come loose, linebacker. There you go. There you go.
Tries to throw underneath, but missed his man down there, intended for Oscar Hodrick.
Yeah, and James Stroman out here, I think he's in for Collins right now. He played that perfectly. He covered his zone. The man ran through his zone. He saw the quarterback. He didn't turn loose too early and come off on that. A quarterback was wanting him to come after him so he could throw it back in there, and he didn't. That way, the safety was able to pick him up. Then he came out off his coverage and got after that quarterback. That's what you look for in zone coverage by an outside linebacker.
Fourth down now, and they're going to go for it here, believe it or not.
Yeah, they pretty much don't have any choice.
Yep, fourth down, 11 to go. Quarterback back to throw. He's in trouble, steps up. He's got a little daylight. If he can cut the corner, he gets a block here. That's going to be a clip.
Yep.
Yep, we got a block in the back over here at the 40-yard line.
We may refuse this one right here. I see Coach Holt down there signaling it because he didn't get the first down, and we're going to let that ride, and it'll be our football right there.
But again, a block in the back over here, very obvious.
Yeah, he just when your and that's a danger when your quarterback's running around out there, a receiver or a back or anybody, they just see a different colored jersey and they go hit it and they'll hit them from behind. That happens on special teams more often.
Oh, yeah.
And when scrambling quarterbacks, that's the danger.
So it's our football as the penalty is declined. And again, a block in the back on the Maroon Devils with 7:36 to play. We'll get the football back in Charlotte territory.
Yeah, and Coach Holt ain't taking the foot off the pedal either. We scored 27 points. That's after a 14-point average last year. We got 27 on the board. He's not letting off.
And now we're going to have a new, let's see, James Arch coming back in as a wide receiver. But looks like most of the starters are still in there.
Oh, yeah, he's got to play them right. He's got to play them into shape. You can't get in good shape during practice. I mean, get halfway decent shape in practice. Playing games will get you in shape.
It's different. It's just a different tempo.
Yeah.
At the 43-yard line, Maroon Devils with the football. And we've got the I formation and a toss sweep left.
Back here to Joe. Here goes Joe again.
Oh, my goodness.
Joe's broke.
Oh, he's still going down inside the 25-yard line. So an outstanding run by Joe Glaspie. Knocking him out of bounds is going to be number 5, Kyle Bynes. As, again, one more guy, and he was almost gone.
Yeah, he was. He was right at it there. I mean, man, he was he wanted it too.
He did. He did. He was basically one guy away from breaking another touchdown.
And this, and people have played here before. They know how you call it simple. This is going backwards as far as football. Going back to some of the basic stuff that people ran, from the 60s and 70s, and that's exactly what this is. It's old school football right here. 2 tight ends. When's the last time you seen 2 tight ends and 9 backs, except in a short yardage? Now we're going overload.
Yeah.
We switched tight end over, going to run the sweep that way.
Go the other way with Josh Collins on the tackle. Cuts back inside, and he is breaking tackles all the way down to the 3-yard line. And, Coach, I love this old school football.
Yeah, it is, and it's power, smash mouth football.
It is.
It's a hat on a hat, and it's people getting and you're taking advantage of the field, running the ball to the wide side of the field like that, giving people room to run. Now, good defenses, they got things they can throw at you. There again, we've been watching them safeties get closer and closer. That's not a big deal.
No, but I tell you, that shows that we're controlling the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
And if you control the line of scrimmage, you're going to win most of your games.
That's right. That's exactly right.
So now it's basically the same set, this time the I formation.
Called the trade off this time. Yeah, no trade, just a regular we got it sealed.
Yep, got James Stroman running, and this time they got him down at the 4-yard line.
Yeah, just couldn't get over that safety. That's that safety coming up from back there. Like I say, he's up tight. He's got much room to defend. He ain't worried about the back of that end zone. He's worried about the line of scrimmage. So he's just basically an extra linebacker they've got in there now.
Yeah. Bynes is a good player over there, number 5. He does a lot of things for them.
And their corners are able to play up tight on the tight end side, and they just become another linebacker. You can see it right there. That corner, he's at linebacker depth. Both of them are.
Here we go. This time again, I formation. Got a new man in the backfield. He's going to get the pitch. He runs to the right side, and he gets down to about the 2-yard line. We're talking about Mason Cochran, one of his first carries tonight. But our Maroon Devils have got to be close to 300 yards rushing tonight.
Yeah, we were a little over 200 just a little bit ago. Both of our starting backs have over 100 yards rushing. So it's just getting bigger and bigger by the minute. And they're giving them some breaks right now, trying to avoid some injuries. Not going to let Reese do anything real silly with the football right now as far as him running with it. They're going to put it in the hands of those backs. He may throw it. Don't know yet because it's 3rd down. We'll see what they think. We may still be able to get to the edge.
4-man front now for Charlotte.
Yeah.
And we're having trouble right now executing.
Yeah, and of course, there again, they're able to walk right up downhill. And, and Coach Holt's kind of limited. He could tell Reese to pull it and take off running to that corner over there and probably score, but he's risking a chance of losing his starting quarterback.
Yeah, and we got, looks like Mason Cochran was shaken up on that play.
Yeah.
As he got up really slow. We're looking at 4th down now, 4th down and 5. And let's see if we can punch it in or if we're going to have to turn it over to Charlotte Country Day. So Mason's going to be the deep man. It looks like Josh may be, no, that's going to be number 7, James Stroman, the up man in the eye. Reese turns.
There's the fake.
Oh,
he's him running. He's the wide side of the field.
He's got plenty of room, and he goes in.
Yeah, you got to do that because they're playing up too tight. And then Coach Holt just said, if Reese is tough, I'm going to let him do this on his own. Yeah.
He faked that toss and just took off.
He's gone with it, yeah. And he's got receivers out there, and he has the option of throwing it. If they're after him right there and one of them receivers over, he could throw it to him. But and Reese knows this, and Coach Holtz told him, if you see that grass, you get in it. You're as fast as anybody we got, so you get in it and go.
He took off. Now it's going to be Brendan Lanning to come on. He's hit 3 in a row. 33-0, 4:03 to play in the ball game, and the Maroon Devils have put this one out of reach. And it's going to be 34-0, and we're going to take a timeout for our great sponsors. Stay with us on the Maroon Devils Network. all over their guys. Fans, welcome back as we check the scoreboard. Our Maroon Devils up 34-0. Right now, Murphy all over Franklin, 41-14. 1 minute to play in the ball game. Robbinsville all over East Surrey, 40-6, with 7.5 minutes left to play in that game at Robbinsville, by the way. Here's Brendan Lanning with a kickoff for the Maroon Devils. Down the right sideline, and it's going to be it just stopped. That one had some spin on it, and they return it, but not much out across the 20-yard line.
Yeah, it just that ball had that backspin on it, and now we got some flag down here coming from the head official about something.
And by the way, we want to give a shout out to the West Swain Fire Department. They're going to be here at every home game over there with their big truck, and they've got the best kettle corn around.
We got an unsportsmanlike call against us right here. I won't be able to hear this conversation about who it was. Somebody, officials indicating we had somebody on the ground shoving on them.
So anyway, it's going to be a better field position for Charlotte to wrap up the final 4 minutes here in the Maroon Devils 34-0 lead. They're going to spot the ball at about the 37-yard line after the penalty. But before that, we really haven't had a lot of penalties.
No, just some of the movement penalties on offense a little bit.
Right.
We played it pretty clean for the first game so far.
We really have. Back to throw again. It's going to be Khalil Wright, their quarterback. He's going to run, and he's going to run out of bounds up near the 45-yard line. And there is one final tonight. Murphy has beaten Franklin tonight. Looks like 41-14 is the final in that game. Now, we had a halftime score, but nothing since then, where Smoky Mountain led Cherokee 14-13, surprisingly close. Here's an update, just as I say. Smoky Mountain now leads Cherokee 27-13 with 7 minutes to play.
Okay.
So Robbinsville, Swain, and Murphy winning big tonight. Smoky Mountain now with a 2-touchdown lead in the fourth quarter over Cherokee.
All right, coach is going with a whole new front three up here right now. Going to turn them loose on them a little bit and see what we can do.
Yeah, Trent Jones is in there.
Picked it off.
Oh, it's going to be picked off. Running it back down the sideline. All the way down inside the 15-yard line. Outstanding return with that football. And that is going to be Cole Weichel, 28.
We were in zone coverage. Cole was underneath that out route, right where he's supposed to be at that outside linebacker position, and the quarterback threw it straight to him.
Yeah. Of
course, there he was trying to maneuver back there, and he threw it straight to him.
Good run back by Cole after the pick. And now our Maroon Devils, let's see. It looks like the regular offense is coming back in here with 3.5 minutes to play.
I believe we're going to have another quarterback.
Yep, coming in is going to be Andrew Cody. And also coming in, we're going to have Cole Weichel coming in as a tight end. James Arch, who's been in some at wide receiver. Looks like our line is going to stay intact on the offensive front. So in the backfield is going to be James Stroman again, along with Mason Cochran, 32, the deep man. But again, a new quarterback, Andrew Cody, going to be under center, giving Reese a little break. Oh, he's fumbled a snap.
Yep, there again, you got a young man. It's his first snap in a varsity football game, and not a scrimmage, not a practice, and he may have been trying to pull out of there just a little bit quick. And him and that center, he's got to work on keeping his hands under there as long as he can.
That's it.
Because that center's got to move as soon as he's snapping that football. He's moving as he snaps it, so you got to learn how to kind of move with him.
Also in there right now, Malachi Cochran, number 34, coming in on the offense with 3 minutes to play in the ball game. And the Maroon Devils will go to 1-0 here to start the season. Right now, 34-0 lead. And I have a feeling we're just going to basically run this football here.
Yeah. Just going to keep running it and run that clock.
And I think we ran out of time. Yep, delay of game penalty. And again, we got a new quarterback in.
Yeah, and it's something you got to work on.
Yep.
It's a constant battle. You got to get your young people out there in a situation like this.
Oh, yeah.
They got to be under these lights, and they got to feel a little bit of that pressure too. They learn.
Because, you hate to say this, but they're one play away from being a starter.
Oh, yeah, that's it. You are. You're basically, you got to get it under your belt and get to moving.
That's football. So now again from the eye. Andrew under center, turns, tosses, and boy, nowhere to go.
No.
As coming in hard and knocking down Mason Cochran, he had, again, nowhere to go.
Yeah, and brings up third down. I'm sure
Third and long.
Yeah, he's just going to try to keep it on the ground, and even if we have to turn the ball back over to him, so be it.
Yeah,
Right
that's
now,
okay.
Yeah, he just don't. He just got to get him. He's got to get him out there, and he's watching that clock. But at the same time, he don't want him to wait too long and get another penalty.
That's it. Got plenty of time on the clock. Andrew Cody under center, split backs. James Stroman on the left. Mason Cochran on the right in the backfield. Andrew turns, fakes the pitch, and
be running the trap, but now we got something out over.
yeah, we got a busted play. He kind of ran into. He and Stroman kind of ran into each other.
Yeah.
So we lost a bunch of yards, and we're going to be looking at 4th down and long now. But again, only a minute and a half left to play. But again, a very convincing opening win here for the Maroon Devils. A very big win for Murphy over Franklin, and a very big win for Robbinsville over a very good 2A East Surrey team.
Yeah, it's already started to take shape in the Smoky Mountain Conference.
Yes, indeed. And I kind of said before the season, hey, I know Andrews had a great year last year, and they're still going to be tough, but I still think it's going to be Robbinsville, Swain,
and
Murphy.
Yep.
Battling it out.
History, the years that Coach Fox could get those Rosman teams wound up, they'd get in the mix every now and then.
Yep.
And Andrews did too, a time or two.
Yeah.
But generally, year in and year out, is the top three right there, the three you mentioned,
You
us,
said it.
Robbinsville, and Murphy.
We have the tradition. Now,
Oh, yeah.
And again, hats off to Andrews for an undefeated season last year.
Right.
And they had a great year, but they lost some key players.
Oh, they did. And talking with Coach Phillips, he said this whole thing about rebuilding, he said you ain't got time, and you can't hardly at a 1A school. You got to just reload and try to go right back at it and take what the good Lord's give you there and make the best of it and go as far as you can with them and teach these young men something about the game and something about life.
Right. And again, not being critical about independent schools like Charlotte Country Day is, but they have the ability to bring players in to their program.
Yeah. The recruiting process begins with them by word of mouth, and they hear about people, the legacies, somebody's son that played there or whatever, and they end up there. And generally, once you get a good string of them going, like they do at Christ School, and you get a connection with some of these other high schools, you know what kind of players they're going to have. Boy, that's good right there.
Andrew Cody, pass interference.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he tried to get it down the field to Brandon Frost, and they all but tackled him.
Well, good for Coach Ho. He let him get back around there and throw that thing. That was great. I'm glad he let him do that.
And by the way, Hayesville won big tonight, 35-2, an interesting score in their ball game. But you were talking about Christ School, Coach. They are loaded. They have a linebacker going to Alabama. They have another defensive back going to Wake Forest, and another player on defense going to Carolina. 3 big-time players.
I'm telling you that they go fishing for them too. Now, I didn't realize just how much that was over there, but when you walk in and they ask you to coach 3 linebackers, one of them from New York and one from Alaska, whose folks live in Alaska, but he learned how to play football in Wyoming and places like that, man, and New Jersey and good cut.
Here's Stroman up the middle.
Oh, yes. Man.
All the way down to the 6-yard line.
He all but got that first down,
He
too.
did.
Yep.
So it's going to be Charlotte's football with only 1 minute, just under a minute to play.
Yep.
But they're saying talking about Christ School. They're talking about that linebacker that has committed to Alabama. Mm-hmm. The coach said he is the best athlete I have ever coached, and that's saying a lot.
That's saying a lot. Yeah, they are. They know how to go find them, and they know how to coach them once they get there.
And he said that linebacker could play 8 positions on the field.
They have to be pretty smart to attend school there. First of all, you got to know what you're doing, and you got to. They're very disciplined about it all over there. So those kids go to physics classes and all this stuff. So you got to have a brain to go there too. You know, public schools are that way too. But at the same time, they get to pick and select over there who walks through their doors.
Quarterback back to throw. He's going to be hit from behind and gets away. And now he's going to run out of bounds or be forced out of bounds. Good hit down there by the Maroon Devils secondary. And forcing him out of bounds down there. Looks like Zeke Glaspie.
Yeah. They were after him, and he felt the pressure, too.
He did. 42 seconds to play after the clock stops as, again, the quarterback, Khalil Wright, forced out of bounds. But, again, congratulations to Hayesville. Right now, Smoky Mountain on the verge of a win. Robbinsville with a big win. Murphy with a big win. And the Maroon Devils with a big win. So the Smoky Mountain Conference has had a pretty good night tonight.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, they have. It's a good start for everybody, and we'll see where this thing carries us to.
Again, Wright back to throw. Steps up, quick feet, got his man, and it's going to be complete for a first down. 33 seconds to play. Oh, now they're going to rule him incomplete.
Oh, it's on the ground. Okay.
So they're going to say it's on the ground. No good.
Bringing it back into the original line of scrimmage. And
have 3rd down and 3. They'll have a couple more shots. And the tough thing is, they're 3.5 hours away on a bus ride back home.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's those are tough ones, too. When you lose on the road and that bus trip back, that's not a whole lot of fun.
No. That's a tough bus ride. 3-man front for the Maroon Devils. Got some new faces in there, and they're getting it done. Pass going to be incomplete again. This time the receiver dropped it out at the 25-yard line, London Rogers Hicks.
Bring up 4th down now, 4th and about 4.
Now we got big Andreas Cisneros. He's one of our defensive linemen, big 77, 73. Michael Sutteth in there up front. And looks like Trent Jones, they're the front men right now.
Yeah.
And you got to have those guys get some playing time too.
Oh yeah, you got that. Like you said a minute ago, you're one play away from being the replacement.
So again, back to throw again. It's going to be Khalil Wright stepping up. Good quick feet, good athlete, and boy, he can make people miss.
Yeah.
As he runs for a first down. That's his best run of the night, actually.
That's it. Yeah, that's the best he's gotten on us tonight, and leaves them with 19 seconds left to play.
But we understand he is being looked at by some ACC schools. Right back to throw.
Oh, he's going to get sacked.
He's going to go down here, and that's going to be the final play of the ball game, and that's big 55. Drew Skaggs, the sophomore, on the sack, and that is the game's final play as our Maroon Devils win it 34-0, pitching a shutout. And we saw some good things on both sides of the ball tonight, Coach.
We did. It's just such a good win to score this many points the first game of the season. I don't care who you're playing against.
Right.
And to have the opportunity to play a school you know nothing much about. And, these guys may or may not ever see each other again.
Right.
And we're out there in battle tonight. So that makes a big difference to your team. And trying to get this team to gel. All right, and this is the first step right here.
Yeah.
If we'd have lost, it's a little harder. If you lose, it just gets harder. But now this team knows they can win. They can win one, and against a decent opponent. These were not walkovers. These guys are normally and generally a darn good football team they have over there.
Oh, yeah.
And they get athletes, and they got good-looking players, and they're smart. But for us to handle a team like this right here, this is a great opening for this season for all the Maroon Devils and Coach Holt and his staff.
And it's a good confidence builder. And another good thing about this game coming out of the game, it didn't seem like we had any injury.
No, well, it's not so far, and that's good. You don't know until a day or two that.
Right.
I mean, there may be a young man. We don't see anything major. We didn't see any head injuries or anything like that. But any concussion protocols, as far as we know. So we'll know more as the weekend goes over.
And fans, don't forget now we're going to be on the road next Friday night at Smoky Mountain, just up the road in Silva, up there at Carr Hooper Stadium and Babe Howell Field. And it's going to be a dandy. Smoky Mountain was one of the preseason favorites to win that conference until their quarterback took off and left and went over to Tuscola. But Smoky Mountain still has some very good players up there. So we're going to have our hands full next week.
Yeah, and they've got a new coach from what I understand.
Yeah, Ricky Brindley.
Yep. And so we're going to we'll see how we can do with them up there.
They have a good running back. They got Damari, a guy who's already committed to East Carolina University, plays a wide receiver and defensive back. So they have some good players.
Oh yeah. They're going to be they'll be loaded, and they'll be loaded for bear. They'll see this score what we put up tonight, and they'll know they got their hands full. But I think they're going to be a little shocked when they watch the film and see that that Coach Holt has taken a step back and thrown in some old school stuff. Now he still got his other stuff. That's what's scary about that. He still got that shotgun, and he won't sell out to either one of them right now. He just knows what took this ball game over right here was old school stuff that these guys had not prepared for. Teams don't see an option run like the old school line of scrimmage option. You just don't see it anymore.
Yep.
And to get ready for that, it takes at least a week. We used to always start out practicing against that, and most Smoky Mountain Conference teams did because they knew we were going to run it, and they wanted to make sure because it's assignment football, and most defenses don't go into the season think assignment football.
So, fans, that's going to wind it up. Thanks to Emma up top for running the show tonight. We hope Joe Holt is going to be all better and back with us next Friday. And we appreciate all our fans listening and watching. We understand we're going to have a lot more football coming up this year on the Maroon Devils Network. So join us every Friday night as we say so long, 34-0, our final. The Maroon Devils 1-0. See you next week.